যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
Yeah. Hi guys, thank you for joining the live stream. I hope my audio is coming fine now. It is now. Now, oh yeah, Men of Culture podcast with the director. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I checked out just one footage interview of the director right after he came out of the theater with News 18, I think. Phenomenal interview. I will get into that as well. Now, so the point of today's live stream is discussing the movie Mahavatar Narasimha. Now, first I'll just give you all my thoughts, and then it will be an audience interaction stream. Members can join directly. The link is shared in the members only section of the community tab. Everyone else can go on having the discussions in the live chat, which we will keep looking at and pick out and take out points and comments from there to discuss as well. Now, firstly, the movie is in fact incredible. Everyone must go watch it. It is made on a budget of 15 crores. I was jokingly telling some of my friends I already liked the teaser and trailer. I liked the scenes involving specifically Narasimha Avatar. And I thought, I guess it makes sense that it's a 15 crore movie and they spent all 14 crores on just the animation of Mahavatar Narsimha. And the rest of the movie was made in 1 crore maybe. I thought that based on the teaser and trailer. Then the leaked footages started coming in. I'll tell you one thing. This is one hilarious movie in the sense that I went to see this movie. I told my friends about it specifically because of the leaked footages. The trailer and teaser did not, in fact, convince me to go watch the movie because I thought it's a kiddie movie. Because the rest of the animation is kind of all the scenes except the scenes involving specifically all the avatars of Vishnu. They are like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 kinds of graphics. Fair enough. That's what you could see in the teaser and trailer as well. But everything else is that awesome. Now, so the footages that I saw from the leaked footages taken in the cinemas, the climax scenes, those really convinced me. And since they looked so mind-bogglingly original, fresh, awesome, bold, brave, which made me realize that no, this needs to be watched in a movie theater. And then I heard what was going on in the audio department in the movie. This is the best sound design work I have ever heard from an Indian film. Sound design, meaning everything else other than the music sections. It's all the Foley work, those sounds. In that department, someone called Deep Bawa, he's the main sound designer, and other 6-7 people have worked with him on the sound there. They have done a job which I think is Hollywood level, world class. Now, my only qualm about concluding this to be the best sound design ever in the history of Indian cinema is that I didn't watch Salar, KGF, RRR in the theaters, which I have a hunch might have had even better sound design. But I did watch Uri, Article 370, etc., the better movies, etc. They are not as good as this one. And I have watched Salar, KGF, and RRR in my own computer system, which is pro audio grade, since I am a music producer myself. So my audio speakers, etc., audio digital converters, etc., are phenomenal. Even in that, I did not think, I have watched Kalki as well. I did not think they come close to what has happened in this movie, specifically the sound design, the entire film mix, the complete mix, along with the dialogues, voiceovers, and the sound design. Uh, the quality of that is on par with any Hollywood movies, RRR, if not better. The overall mix quality of that, I would especially point out to people, or if someday the sound designers or anyone involved with sound listens to a discussion of this movie, they must know that the low end mixing, especially the bass area of the frequency spectrum of this entire movie, is out of this world. I have never heard anything like this in any Indian movie. And let me tell you, I watched F1 four times in the movie theaters. Four times. That's the highest I have watched any movie in the theaters. I watched Kantara thrice. I watched Interstellar thrice. I watched F1 four times. So my year is fresh from a pretty high standard of expectations, basically. And I watched the fourth time of F1 in IMAX. And this was my first time viewing anything on IMAX. And so I finally realized that, oh, IMAX audio quality is also to be watched out for. I did not know that. I thought IMAX is only famous for its visuals. Let me tell you, I am as almost as impressed with the sound design as I was with F1 in IMAX, even though I did not watch Mahavatar in IMAX. I watched it in 3D. I will ask you guys to not watch it in 3D because it's pretty much pointless. There's nothing really significantly 3D-ish in the entire movie, for which you'll have to wear a kind of dirty, uncomfortable piece of glass on top of your spectacles, etc. Do watch it in 2D. It's pointless to watch it in 3D. I watched some scenes without the 3D glasses, even it worked fine. Another thing I must implore you or warn you of, if you are not religious, if you don't care about Mahavatar Narasimha's lore that much, you are in for a tough time for the first half, maybe, unless you are that much interested into the filmmaking aspects, specific filmmaking departments like I am, because for the entire first half there is no Narasimha. But and it does feel long compared to other movies, but it's not meant to be a movie. There's, after all, they are staying true to a specific lore, specific sect of Hinduism telling its lore, etc. So they can't do anything and randomly anything with it. So it's longer than an atheist would like it to be, basically. But I did not have a problem because something or the other in the movie at all times is world class. I was surprised, why didn't they spend more put in more effort in Prahlad's animation, Bhakta Prahlad's animation. That was really surprising. It might be a budget issue. It's just a $500,000 movie. But they did spend all they had on all the avatars of Vishnu. There are guest appearances essentially from all the avatars. The main thing, I don't know what I don't like about the Narsimha avatar animation. What's there to not like? I don't know. Everything is so much better than you would expect from an Indian movie. I remember, since Lion King is one of my all-time favorite movies, I remember when Lion King, the remake, the 3D animation kind of remake came out. Everyone, even before it came out, everyone said that, see, Jon Favreau, the director of Lion King, the new Lion King, who is also the director of Iron Man 1 and 2, why did he try to make a movie like Lion King in this realistic photoreal 3D animation genre? Why? Because the main point of Lion King is that those lions are kind of humans. They are human allegories. So their expressions have to be like humans. Because, for example, Scar was entirely animated based upon Jeremy Iron, the person who did voiceover, who played the role of Alfred in Batman vs Superman. That man's facial expressions were mapped onto it. The artist copied the facial expressions of Jeremy Irons while drawing Scar. You can't do all that in a photorealistic lion because a lion in real life does not have any expression. So, what the original animated Lion King of 1992 made you feel, the new Lion King can't make you feel, simply because the range of human expressions of sadness, anger, sarcasm, frustration, happiness, etc., cannot be portrayed by a real lion, which was what Jon Favreau was going for. Here, this director Ashwin Kumar, whom I've never heard of, I thought I'll look him up after, since I really like the movie. I see that I don't know who he is. He must have assisted in some phenomenal movies, but this is his directorial debut, for God's sake. What? How can this happen? My God. So this animation of Mahavatar Narasimha, the hair, the facial hair, etc., the teeth are all photorealistic. Narasimha, the avatar, does look like a real lion. His body does look like a real lion. His skin does look like a real lion's. But it's just standing up. It's pretty much a photorealistic rendition of what a half human, half lion would be. At the same time, every expression from Narasimha avatar is spot on. When he smiles, when he is a little upset, when he is insanely angry, when he is simply trying to scare Hiranyakashipu, all of that, you feel it, you witness it in the face of Narsimha avatar. I don't know how can someone be that great at this kind of animation. That piece of animation is seriously what the world needs to watch out, because animation has been done entirely in India. We will go through the names because they must be appreciated. Those expressions of Narsimha are world class stuff. I hope they get a lot of Hollywood projects from now on. And the rest of the movie not being good, it is very obvious. I have told you guys this way of working, this machination of the industry. Because if a person is skilled, if he is not given enough time, he won't be able to work. Now, why won't he be able to get enough time? Because the budget is not enough. Because if I pay you, let's say you charge 5,000 rupees for a song, I give you 100 rupees for a song and tell you, but you have freedom, you can work on it for 6 years because I'm paying you less. But you can't do that because you can't work for 6 years for 100 rupees, right? So low budget means lesser amount of time to work on a particular thing. That's what's killing Tollywood mainly, Tollywood Kolkata, because we don't have time to write good scripts, screenplays, background score, music, anything. So the amount of time spent on the rest of the animation was probably lesser than what they spent on specifically Narsimha Avatar's animation and Varaha Avatar's animation. And they are saying that the last 25 minutes of animation, that took 1 year to produce. The rest of the movie was another year. Is trailer and movie animations quality different? Habla Prince? No. But the point is, you don't really see Mahavatar Narasimha in the trailers and teasers, except those fraction of a seconds, right? If you think those were also as bad as the rest of the characters in the trailer, then I would say you probably won't like the movie. But what I'm telling you is, the rest of the animation is definitely PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. The amount of Narsimha Avatar you see in the trailer or teaser is too less, but the rest of the movie depiction and animation of Narsimha Avatar is also 99 times better than what you see in the teaser and trailer scenes. Those scenes are the same as in the movie. The quality does not change in the movie, but those scenes were nothing. So I would suggest you check out the leaked footages of this movie in Facebook. Okay, search by typing Narasimha Mahavatar Narasimha movie scenes. Type this and you'll find lots of climax scenes. They are kind of spoilers, but you know the story anyway. But just see how good they are, then go to the theater convinced. Perfect Beauty is saying, is it really that great? I thought it would be like other films, so I avoided. Yeah. I almost avoided it. I thought it's a kids movie, but then I watched those climax scenes. Do check out those climax scenes to know what I'm talking about. Then I think you will be convinced yourself. Okay. Another thing that is done fascinatingly in this movie is that throughout, what I was already saying, that throughout they maintain something or the other in the entire movie, in every department, something or the other in each department is phenomenal. So when the animation is really childish, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, you don't really care. At least I didn't care, because I was so fascinated with something else that was going on in the film. Either the music was incredible in that scene, or the background score was incredible in that scene, or what they have done consistently throughout the movie is the animation, the muscle features, expressions in those animated figures might not be that great, but the texture of their skin, hair is phenomenal throughout the movie in all characters pretty much. So they are kind of nice to look at. Bhakta Prahlad's animation was especially bad. His face almost did not move. Lord Indra, some scenes were really great. And some in the animation in general, for the entire first half, you get uh, hilarious, awesome, hilarious, awesome, hilarious, awesome. That's the kind of animation you get. That's what they did even in RRR. Remember, one tiger scene was like C grade porn movie. One tiger scene was world class. That's how they efficiently use their resources. And then the music. There is, I think, about 5 seconds of silence in the entire movie. The composer is someone called, a weird name, I have never heard of him. Mahavatar Narsimha. What's his name? By the way, the two second unit directors in the movie are Bengali. One Ghosh and one Mondol. Yeah, so Sam CS. Sam CS works in Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam films. Debuted, okay. 38 years old. If you start scrolling down his discography, you will spend about your entire lifetime scrolling through his works. Okay, his movies that are coming out this year are Blackmail, Trending, Phoenix, Ace. I've never heard of these movies, but he did do some additional background score for Pushpa 2 as well. Um, Too Much Blood, I love it. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that scene as well. So in the climax, I thought, this is where I'll talk about the director as well. I saw those leaked footages of that scene, the main scene, Mahavatar Narasimha killing, doing Vad of Hiranyakashipu. Now, the dialogue, the voiceover is also so incredible. The voiceover, I can't believe they got a guy to talk like that. There was some software modulation as well. It was, the pitch was artificially turned down after the voiceover was done, just like do with Academic Man's voice here. But whatever was the original voiceover take as well, that was incredibly phenomenal as well, you can tell. And then if it was pitched down further, so the climax dialogue where Mahavatar convinces or explains to Hiranyakashipu that, see, you thought this is how you will get saved, you didn't want to die this way and that way, but you see all of those arguments are failing right now because I am abiding by those rules and still going to kill you. Those scenes have really some phenomenal voiceover works. मैं हूं नरसिंह, ना मैं नर हूं, ना मैं पशु. And it has some phenomenal expressions. He is looking angrily at Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, all the Rakshasa clans, all the Asuras, their faces again 2D, 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 kind of animations. At their faces too large to be convincing, so they kind of remain hilarious for the entire movie. What I liked about the director is that he says, see, we started making this movie about 3-4 years back. So it takes about 1 to 2 weeks just to render 1 minute of footage from the entire film. And then maybe there are 24 shots in the entire minute, and then you don't like one shot, you have to go back and render that 1 minute for the next 1 week or 2 weeks again. That's the kind of grueling process they went through. The director says that मुझे पता है कि खामियां है, which we are not going to repeat in the next few movies. He is going to make a Vishnu Avatar cinematic universe apparently. So his next movie is on Parshuram. He has hinted that already. So parallelly 2 movies on Parshuram are coming out. His one is going to be live action as well, and then there's Vicky Kaushal's Parshuram as well. And that one is also called Mahavatar. This is a pretty weird time to be alive. Retrovising, how were the expressions? Were they hand animated or motion capture? I don't think they were motion captures, because otherwise they would have, it would cost more, I think, and I think they would have talked more about it, or released more behind the scenes footage of it. I think they were hand animated. The Rakshasas are depicted dark skin. They also have fangs. Yes, yes, they did. But it was a little hilarious. Yes, it was base boosted. Mandals are everywhere. Caste certificate. Now, so the director himself knows that there were problems, some problems with the movie because of budget and stuff, and he says that, see, now we have AI, we are integrating that in our filmmaking pipeline for the next movies. So the next ones are going to be great. But think of it. This is probably the greatest decade in the history of Indian cinema, isn't it? These 2020s. Am I not 100% correct? Think of the kind of movies that are coming out, and their qualities now. Mahavatar Narasimha, if only it was half an hour or 45 minutes shorter, I would watch it once again. Or if you are that rich, just go in the second half and watch it once again. Because the entire fight sequence with Hiranyakashipu, that needs to be rewatched and rewatched and rewatched. But the first half is intolerable. And someone commented uh, just before I came live, that there's a lot of Iscon propaganda. That's the word he used, the viewer used on my Instagram post. The word did come to my mind as well, but there is a lot of Iscon involvement in the making of the film. So there is a lot of Iscon centric views in the film that has been promoted. So I would say this movie should not be watched by kids, because I don't think the depiction that has been given for Bhakta Prahlad, no child should emulate behavior and demeanor like that. Maybe it was applicable for 2000 BC India, or maybe it's applicable in Iskon's worldview. I don't think any child should grow up watching that, but they should grow up watching all the other things that that Narasimha does. And a journalist did ask the director, "What about this? What about the violence? It is violent. Is it for kids?" The director casually says, who is also a practicing devout Vaishnav himself. So he said, uh, "See, kids watch way more violence than this in video games anyway," which was a very nice answer, I think. And then he adds that, well, this is what's there in the text, and people must know about it. People must, or even kids must, find out the difference between dharma and adharma. And if adharma has to be, if Mahavatar fought adharma this way, then why not? Why not learn that, okay, this might just be one of the ways to fight adharma. It might be the only way also, but at least it might be one of the ways. So why not know about it? Uh, but but the kid who did the voiceover for Bhakta Prahlad, he needs to be talked about, because he has so much screen time, so much mic time basically in the entire movie, which is pretty, I think, a big task for a kid. But there is one specific scene where he breaks down crying profusely. In that scene, that kid who did the voiceover for Bhakta Prahlad deserves extra appreciation. He did a really, really, really great job. But the depiction was very. How was Bhakta Prahlad depicted that is so problematic? It's not problematic. It would not be problematic to any Iscon follower or devout Vaishnavite uh, who likes Iscon's way of doing things. I'm just talking about it from a pretty much an outsider's perspective, who almost knows nothing of these stories. Although the family is Vaishnav, one side of my family worships Narsimha, Lord Narsimha, as their Griha Devta. That's all I know about this. But that extent of sweetness, naivety, and sissiness should not be taught to kids in the next generation anymore. That's all I'm saying. We have done that to kids, and I think kids do deserve an innocence filled childhood to grow up with. They all of them don't have to become or have to read Nietzsche when they are 3 years old. But this one is a step too far, I think, because the only kid that's there in the entire movie, that kid doesn't do anything other than speaks softly and well, everything about Bhakta Prahlad is extremely Gandhian, and then Narasimha Avatar comes and reminds everyone that that stuff is uh, not what gets things done. So I guess the Iscon argument here would be that, yeah, that is the point, bro. That the bhaktas can be that way, so that the gods can do the other things, which I also would disagree with, because that's the kind of thinking that gets you scenes like the one depicted in Delhi 6, where that I think Abhishek Bachchan only tells a guy who's doing some casteism thing that अरे तो वहाँ पे रामलीला में क्या देख रहे हो, वहाँ पे देख रहे हो कि वो इन सब के विरुद्ध काम कर रहे हो, तुम यहाँ पे कास्टिज्म क्यों कर रहे हो? तो वो बोलते हैं कि वो तो गॉड है जी, उनको तो सब अलाउड है. तो दिस सेपरेशन बिटवीन दैट्स अलाउड फॉर द गॉड्स, नॉट मी, आई एम जस्ट अ भक्ता, ये सब बंद करने का टाइम बहुत 30 साल पहले चला गया था. अभी भी ये फिर से शुरू नहीं करना है. देयरफॉर, so I would say, if you are a person who has kids, whose kids can understand movies, take him in the second half, or show him some other movies to offset everything he learns from Bhakta Prahlad in this movie. There's a difference between Satya and Kali Yuga. Yes, I hope the parents understand that. Prahlad's voice is a woman named Haripriya. I did have a hunch about that. I think it was I was thinking it might be a woman. Is she a kid or is she a grown-up woman? Retro is saying, but in Kali Yuga, there's no avatar who's going to save us till the end when Kalki avatar will emerge. So gotta take matters to our own hands. Yes, it's Kali Yuga, kiss in this day and age. Satya Yuga stuff wouldn't help the kid. Yes, and up until the depiction of Bhakta Prahlad kind of frustrated me. I did not remember that, oh, this is an Iscon movie. That's why. So what I would appreciate Iscon here for is that even though they had their way in some vibes of the movie, they still didn't mess with whatever the Narasimha-ness of it all. The Narasimha-ness of the movie was not touched with. There the director had full freedom, and the director comes out and says himself that तो अगर अधर्म को ऐसे ही लड़ाई करना है अधर्म के साथ तो यही है, और बच्चे तो वैलेंस फिर भी देखेंगे. So I think there Iscon deserves credits for not toning down the violence completely. And the director in fact said that we actually did not put some more violent scenes in the movie. They wanted to go much higher than that. Gandhi stuff like overtly nice is a recurring theme, like Raja Harishchandra. Yes. Book idea, Ninja for kids. Yes. Here to learn is saying obedience. Yeah, obedience and many things else. Sort of a one-track mind. Critical thinking is not only not encouraged, it's not even brought up. People just pretend in these situations that no such thing called critical thinking exists, and therefore the people who for the first time hear the phrase called critical thinking immediately become Western commie atheists demanding the freedom of Palestine while people are dying in Murshidabad. So the people in the end, on both sides, people are not really bothered about critical thinking, but the word critical thinking becomes bastardized and gets used as a political slogan. But everyone must have that, and that must be encouraged among kids as well. And the depiction here, I would not like for my kid personally, but someone was, to my relief, someone was saying, I don't remember whom, that this depiction is not in fact how it is supposed to be. I was hearing from some friends that there are other depictions of Bhakta Prahlad as well. On Mandal is saying Narasimha Swami in the Bhagavad Puran is actually more violent. Neera is saying, I think the main message of Prahlad's story in the Puranas is the importance of being theist over atheist like his father. That is watered down here. Yeah, I will have the guests on after a while, okay? Let me check some comments as well. I think I have some other stuff to discuss about the movie as well. I'll just check out some of the comments. I watched GOW in theaters. I was like 7 years old. GOW. Technically, they are Daityas, Rakshasas descend from Hiranyakashipu's generals Mali, Sumali, Malyavan. Sumali founded Lanka and is maternal grandpa of Ravan. I see. How was Bhakta Prahlad? Yeah. Dada, I'm afraid that we might have Hindu culture fatigue if there's a lot of average to mid-level content or movies released in a short period of time. Um, Sometime in the next 10 years probably, but when that time comes, that will be great for artists in general, because then you'll be forced to think of original movies once again. But right now, not anytime soon, because the quality is only increasing and we have been starved of movies based on Indian culture. So finally we are getting a hold of that. So I think good times ahead. Is saying Prahlad looked very brave against his father, who was going to hurt him in the ending scene in the Puranas. Lord Narasimha coming to his savior always felt like a secondary theme in the story. In the film, that Nina is talking about something very accurate here. That scene did hit me, because see, this is the brilliance of a director. They have to show, not tell everything. Okay, the biggest difference between horseshit mainstream Indian productions and good movies is that everything is fed to you because you are a dumb audience, and the director knows that, the producer knows that, the producer's wife knows that. In order to beg you for money, they have to tell you the entire story. Okay, देखो बच्चे ऐसा हुआ था फिर ऐसा हुआ था, and everyone keeps discussing who will die, does this guy die 15 minutes later, etc. No one wants to find out the movie. So directors like this man Ashwin Kumar, they establish the vibe of the situation so accurately, which happens because of a million correct decisions, but million conscious deliberate decisions in how the eyeballs will move in the animation, how the muscles will move, what instruments will be used in the background score, what will be the texture of the sound design, what will be the lighting in the scene. All of those countless conscious decisions by the director helps him establish the mood of a situation. And there are many moods like the one I'm talking about throughout the movie, which get established in your heart regardless of the shitty animation in that scene, which is the only bad thing about the movie. The only I guess so. To nitpick, there are three annoying things about the movie. Bhakta Prahlad's depiction, if it's accurate, I have nothing to say. Then it doesn't count as a criticism. The animation of everyone other than the avatars, and the length of the movie. Now, the director establishes firmly that it is in fact courageous for that young boy Bhakta Prahlad to have a debate essentially with his demon father. The demon father is going on getting more and more and more pissed off on his son for worshipping Vishnu, and the kid goes on stoically giving counter arguments that no, see, but I still want to really worship Vishnu. And the fact that this is a courageous decision, he might get really beaten up any moment. You do feel that. That's because of how well the animation or all the dialogues, delivery, etc. of Hiranyakashipu was going on in the scene. The other really good establishment that happens in the movie is the climax. The main takeaway that you will come out with in the context of the climax is that, okay, now Narasimha is really angry, and now he is out of control. No one can do anything. He is about to wreak havoc. And for example, a bad director in this situation might come and put a character who says, wow, do you see what a wreaking havoc is being done by Narasimha avatar here? And that would be necessary if the director failed at his job to actually make you feel like havoc was being wreaked. But this director doesn't need that. He actually makes you feel like, oh my God, what is happening? He's there. He's fighting everyone. He's beating everyone up. And really, really good fight choreography for an animated movie. At times it felt as good as Kung Fu Panda. At times it felt better than Kung Fu Panda. But again, the music is there for 99% of the entire movie's length. And this man, whose name I already forgot, unfortunately, who is this? Let me remember his name. Sam CS. The man Sam CS. I could not recognize almost any software or could not name any percussion instrument or wind instrument that he uses. The sound was so fresh, the soundscape was so original, it was so heavy, it was so bold. There were acoustic guitars in the middle of very very, let's say, situations which would require you to be very very Hindu and Indian with your soundscape, situations where other idiot directors and producers would force you to use Indian instruments. He gets away with using beautiful cello, violin, orchestration sections, acoustic guitars, piano lines, and comes up, and then in the end ends up creating a beautiful original piece of work. But I think I recognize one Nadaswaram in the main song, which is called Roar of Narsimha. That's, I think, Nadaswaram, but blended with a bunch of other wind instruments from Maharashtra and Karnataka. Other than that, I am so glad he used some other kinds of percussions. I was so tired of hearing the same percussions in Bahubali, RRR, KGF, Salad, etc. The same softwares, same drums, same timpanis, same taikos. Everything sounded different here. Background score and sound design wise, guys, I'm telling you, this has to be sound design wise. Though, definitely one of the top five movies of India ever. Background score wise, the problem is there are no memorable background score melodies, okay, that you will be able to sing along, like Hans Zimmer's. There are two kinds of background scores essentially. One where you can remember the melody, one where you can't, but they are in fact very very effective. These are the two kinds of good background scores. There are other background scores which either don't have good melodies or are not even effective. They have to be effective first and foremost. Their priority, the background score or composer's priority is not to make you remember the melody. The background score composer's priority is to make you feel what the scene intends for you to feel. Okay. In that department, again, this composer, what's his name? Why is his name Sam CS? Yeah. Sam CS's work here, again, is phenomenal. So the entire background score, he goes on using those fresh new percussions, which I have never heard before. And that completely establishes the mood of the movie, the mood of the scenes, and gives you an overall fresh vibe about the movie. So yeah, the background score establishes every scene, every movie, every scene, every situation because of those new percussions and instruments he has used. And more importantly, the the fact that he has used such fresh sounding instruments actually gives you a fresh vibe about the movie. You won't come out of the theater thinking that you watched something that you have kind of watched elsewhere. You've felt the same way in other movies as well. No, that won't happen. You will come out of the theater thinking you watched a kind of thing for the very first time in your life. That is the main point. This sounds, looks, feels like something completely different. And also, just like Kantara, this made me feel like this was kind of my movie. I don't know how one achieves that. Might be a culture issue, might be a humility issue, might be a non shenanigan way of making a movie issue. A dependence not on gimmicks, but on only on the different departments and aspects of the film. Okay. The amount of priority that, wait, the amount of attention to detail that Rishab Shetty gave in every department of the film in Kantara, that's what you will see here. Except the animation of everyone other than the Mahavatars, because that's just a budget issue, bro. Thoda forgive karo in logo ko. Because the director himself is saying, I know it sucks in some places, but we are going to amend that in the next movies. Do forgive them for that. And after all, 15 crore movie, Kantara was 21 crores at least. So remember that as well. So Kantara was a bigger budget movie than this. Now, just like Kantara made me feel like this was almost not Hombale Films' property. This is almost not Rishab Shetty's property. This is almost not a Karnataka industry movie. I don't know. I'm trying to think of atheist explanations for it. I really can't, because not all movies that I like make me feel like it was my movie. It was almost my property, as if like I'm invested in this or I deserve a part of this. I don't know. Something in Kantara and this movie will make you feel like it was your stuff. It might not be for all ages. I don't know what happens in this movie. Let's see. New genre of Indian cinema possible. I think we are heading that way. India is about to create a new genre, probably, especially with its epics, because these directors like anime a lot, but they don't really execute anime exactly. They don't want to. I hope they don't ever. The best part about this rejuvenation of Indian cinema, I think, is the music. Because for the entire time that Mahavatar Narsimha's trailer came out, I thought this is a South Indian Karnataka industry movie. I think only today I realized this is a Hindi movie essentially, but this is not a Bollywood movie. Ashwin Kumar, I don't know where he lives. It's basically not a movie from one region or one production house. It's essentially India's movie. Hombale Films did not produce it even. Hombale Films just distributed it. And thank God, because one of the reasons for me even taking this movie seriously was the fact that it came out from Hombale Films. That is how much I trust Hombale Films. So it was a masterstroke for them to do a deal with Hombale. Adi Purush was 500 crore. Dharma based movie making has started. It will grow. Yes. And Dharma based movie तो हो जाएंगे. कितनों को ऐसा अच्छा आएगा कि without gimmicks, just focusing on every department and then excelling in the craft of that department, trying to be as world class as possible, trying to learn, research what's going on, what are the best practices in the entire world, not depending on horseshit statements like who cares what happens in the West, और ये तो धार्मिक मूवी है तो भोसरी वाले जैसा क्वालिटी हो फिर भी देख लो लौड़े. ये सब तो ये डायरेक्टर्स नहीं बोल रहे हैं ना. That's a big fucking shift. It's a very small shift, but that is the shift we are looking forward to. तो ये सब बहुत सारे डायरेक्टर्स से उस जनरेशन में तो आई डोंट नो नहीं मिलेंगे. नेक्स्ट न्यू डायरेक्टर्स आने होंगे. Hakaishin. Arey Hakaishin. Yes, I remember you. What have you guys covered already? We are mainly discussing Mahavatar Narasimha. Mahavatar Narasimha touched my soul. Since Lord Narasimha is my Kul Devata, so each and every scene gave me goosebumps. Nice, Hakaishin. Yeah, I come from a Vaishnav family myself, and one of my uncles have Narasimha as their Griha Devta. I think now we should start discussing this movie with the audiences. So members can join the audience. Members can join the live stream directly, and I will be looking at the live streams anyway. Share your thoughts about the movie. Share your thoughts about where you think the movie industry is going. But before that, let me do a bit of self-promotion. Okay. Remember to consider donating to my upcoming music video project called the Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam Vigilance. And why must you take this seriously? I have to confess something, by the way. This song called Road of Mahavatar, Road of Narsimha, is creepily similar to how I have arranged my Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam. And I'm just telling this to you guys so that after mine one comes out, no one says that, oh, this is inspired from. No one's going to accuse me of plagiarizing this Road of Narasimha, because after all, the melodies are not same. But my instrument sections have similar nadaswarams, although I will have guitar solos, Hindustani classical guitar solos. And my percussion arrangement is kind of on this. And and not my rap, the guy who has done the rap on my song has the kind of same groove to the rap, same as the vocals and the verse sections of the Road of Narasimha, but he has done it in the form of rap, not in that R.D. Burman style. I really love that stuff. That was really great stuff. So why should you consider donating to my project here, guys? I'm trying to evolve this into a complete production house. I don't know how I'll win the battles and wars with the big dadas of film production in Bengal, but we have to get started somewhere. I'm starting with a music video, which I'm producing like a short film essentially, because it has a distinct storyline. I'm working with legit people in the industry. So let me give you a brief point, the mission statement of the project, okay? And then you can consider donating to it. The links are given in the description box. From Vanga for Bharat, essentially. I'm a music producer and sole creator behind the YouTube channel College Street, Kolkata. This campaign is an invitation to support my most ambitious project yet, Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam, Vigilance, a groundbreaking genre-defying music video that reimagines the 8th century Sanskrit stotram by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, rooted deeply in Bengal's cultural ethos. The composition fuses Bengal's folk traditions, Bangla rap, Hindustani classical guitar, Western orchestral arrangements, and epic choral segments, resulting in a powerful, groovy, and cinematic musical experience. Mainstream Indian pop culture has long sidelined voices that are rooted in Bharatiya traditions. Far too often, culturally grounded characters, especially Sanskrit speaking ones, are caricatured as foolish, villainous, or irrelevant. This portrayal has unfortunately shaped perceptions for generations, leading many to believe that being deeply connected to one's roots is incompatible with being a good human or an intelligent human, or even being artistically relevant. While recent outliers like Kantara, Bahubali, and Hanuman Kind's Run It Up have challenged this narrative, they remain exceptions in a landscape dominated by a cultural disconnect. Bengal, once a fountainhead of refined cinema and music, has in recent decades fallen behind both in terms of representation and quality. Conversely, pro Bharatiya content, despite its good intentions, more often than not, suffers from underwhelming production values and limited cultural impact. With Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam Vigilance, I aim to change that by telling an original story rooted in Vanga's spirit with high production value, musical sophistication, and a message that resonates with every generation, and actually people from all political aisles. The music video will feature a high octane narrative centered around Bengal's martial and spiritual heritage. While the story remains under wraps to avoid spoilers, I can share this. It explores the theme of a particular social injustice and the rise of Bhairava sadhakas and sadhikas in response, who take matters into their own hands. The aesthetics will evoke the energy and visual depth of Kantara, with vigilante characters inspired by Bharatiya martial arts and the Sang's efforts in promoting physical discipline and self-defense. The soundscape draws from Bengal's folk traditions while pushing boundaries with rap, classical, and epic orchestration. The project features an impressive lineup of Eastern India's emerging music talent. I'm overseeing the story, screenplay, concept, and full music production. The project is being executed in collaboration with a talented group of martial artists, performers, and film professionals, including a director, line producer, and cinematographer, all chosen for their commitment, creativity, and fresh perspectives rather than celebrity status. Their names will be revealed closer to the video release to avoid professional backlash. But rest assured, they are highly devoted to the vision. A fun anecdote that reflects the spirit of this project. During our first budget meeting, our line producer's phone rang, and to my surprise, his ringtone was the Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam by Agam Agarwal. I assumed he liked the musicality of the Stotram from listening to our draft version, and therefore put up a more famous version as his ringtone, but I was wrong. It had been his ringtone for over 4 years. He even raised concerns about how the Stotram unfolds as the background of some specific story beats that he felt are disrespectful on hearing it for the first time. And only after a deep discussion and finding out the full context of the story did he come on board, a testament to the sincerity and integrity driving this endeavor. Join the movement. This is more than a music video. It's a cultural statement from Vanga for Bharat, one which I hope obviously restarts a lot of things for Bengal, and I hope forces people to look at Bengal in a different light. Your support will help bring to life a bold artistic vision that seeks to reclaim and reimagine what it means to be rooted in Bharatiya culture in the modern world with excellence, depth, and resonance. Let's make history together. Support Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam Vigilance. Now, the goal for this fundraising, this crowdfunding is 3.5 lakh rupees. We have so far reached 1,20,000 rupees. We have another month to go. And I am raising money for this project only and only from right wingers. I want to see how far it goes. I want to see how far people put their money where their mouth is. Okay, now time for discussions with the audiences. Hi Abhay.
Namaskar, Dada. अम,
हाँ,
सबसे
बोलो।
पहले तो मैं होमवाले फिल्म्स को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देना चाहूँगा, उनको नमन है
यस।
कि उन्होंने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट
राइट।
करने का तय किया और ऐसे फिल्म को अवसर दिया जिसको कोई अवसर देने नहीं मांग रहा था, क्योंकि
एग्जैक्टली।
एनिमेशन यहाँ पर
एग्जैक्टली।
गंभीरता से नहीं लिया जाता।
हाँ, मैं
और
खुद
आप
गंभीरता से नहीं लेने वाला था। मैंने तो गंभीरता से लिया सिर्फ क्योंकि होमबले ने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया।
और आप सोचिए, मैंने डायरेक्टर के कुछ इंटरव्यूज के सीन्स देखे हैं जो उन्होंने यूट्यूब में हर एक बहुत सारे चैनल्स को दिए हैं। आप चेष्टा करेंगे
हम्म।
तो आपको भी दे देंगे, क्योंकि वो सब जगह जा रहे हैं। तो
अच्छा,
उन्होंने
अच्छा।
कहा कि जब वो बॉलीवुड में गए थे किसी प्रोडक्शन हाउस के पास या निर्माण गृह के पास, तो उनको कहा गया ये फिल्म नहीं चलेगी। ये
हम्म।
दक्षिण में होता है कि वो कुछ नया करने को सोचते हैं, इसीलिए हम
हाँ,
देखते
बार
हैं कि
बार।
दक्षिण भारत में कुछ हटके होता है। यहाँ तक कि मलयालम फिल्मों में भी जो बहुत ही लेफ्टिस्ट है, उसमें भी
हम्म।
कुछ नया करने का वो लोग सोच रहे।
हाँ, हर वक्त।
ये ये बॉलीवुड में कतई नहीं दिखता है। बॉलीवुड में वो
या।
पका पकाया पुराना फॉर्मूला, उन्होंने क्या सैयारा और क्या तो उन्होंने प्रोड्यूस किया अभी, क्या धड़क टू, मतलब उसके सामने महाअवतार नरसिम्हा चली, जिसमें अधिक हिंसा थी, जो बोला गया कि बच्चों की दृष्टि से अच्छा नहीं है, पर माता पिता बच्चों को दिखाने ले जा रहे हैं बिना चिंता किए कि इतनी हिंसा कैसे। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा वो देखकर कि
अच्छा।
आ,
ये। हाँ, सॉरी, बोल लो, बोल लो।
नहीं नहीं, मुझे अच्छा लगा कि आ, आ, भारतीय माता पिता वो अपने आंचल से बांध कर नहीं रखना चाहते बच्चों को। यहाँ तक कि
हम्म।
मैं अपने परिवार से जुड़े हुए लोगों को भी कहता हूँ कि बच्चों को इतना आप घर में सबसे बचाकर मत रखिए, थोड़ा हिंसा दिखाइए। मैं
हाँ।
जानता हूँ एक किशोरी लड़की को जो 16-17 वर्ष की होगी, उसको रक्त देखकर डर लगता है। मैं बोला ऐसे तो नहीं हो सकता ना, आप खून देखकर डर जाए, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं होनी चाहिए बच्चों की। तो अच्छा, ऐसी फिल्में आनी चाहिए और इससे आगे बढ़े एनिमेशन, और लोग आए। और सबसे अच्छा लगा कि ये एनिमेशन यूनिक है, एनीमे को कॉपी नहीं किया, वेस्टर्न एनिमेशन को जो टॉम एंड जेरी वगैरह आते थे उसको, उसकी नकल नहीं की, अपना बनाया। भारत का अपना एक एनिमेशन होना चाहिए, भारतीय एनिमेशन जो भी। तो वो अच्छी बात है, ये अच्छा आरंभ है जो कि आगे बढ़ना चाहिए।
एग्जैक्टली, ये हमारा खुद का एक एनिमेशन स्टाइल होने वाला है, लग रहा है। और वैसे एक कमेंट है जो कि तुम्हारी हिंदी को डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है यहाँ पे, कि शुद्ध कनौजी हिंदी। मगर ये मुझे एक्चुअली बोलना था मूवी के बारे में भी। पूरा का पूरा मूवी में इतना बढ़िया 100% परफेक्ट शुद्ध हिंदी है। आहा। कान में इतना आराम मिलता है मुझे, बिना किसी वो ख ख ख के। पूरा का पूरा फिल्म, एक्चुअली डायरेक्टर खुद वैसे हिंदी में ही बात करता है, मैंने देखा। तो हर जगह पे कोई कोई लेकिन मतलब ये सब नहीं, हर जगह परंतु। तो या अब है, गो अहेड।
नहीं, आप बंगाली है तो बंगाली के रूप में आपको वैसे हिंदी और सुहाई, मुझे
हाँ।
लगता है, मेरा मानना है। और वैसे भी यदि हिंदी की दृष्टि से देखा जाए तो सब तक यदि हिंदी भाषा पहुंचानी है ना, तो हिंदी का संस्कृतिकरण करो, संस्कृत निष्ठ बनाओ
हाँ।
हिंदी को।
हाँ।
ये मैंने एक व्यक्तिगत प्रण लिया, इसीलिए मैं ऐसी हिंदी बोलता हूँ। 8वीं कक्षा
हाँ।
में मैंने तय किया था। तो
हम्म।
वो तो है, मैंने सुना है अच्छी हिंदी का प्रयोग किया गया है। और आशा करता हूँ कि आधुनिक विषय पर जब चलचित्र बने तब भी वैसी हिंदी का प्रयोग हो, धीरे धीरे।
एग्जैक्टली। हाँ।
ये बहुत आवश्यक है।
हाँ।
तो हाँ, जो गीत लिखे वो भी वैसे ही हिंदी में लिखे हैं, तो मुझे अच्छा
हम्म।
लगा। कुछ
हाँ।
एक आध शब्द बीच में मुझे दिखे, जो जरा करके एक है, कुछ एक एक
अच्छा।
ऐसे कुछ शब्द थे
अच्छा।
जो शुद्ध हिंदी के नहीं थे, पर ऐसे अच्छी हिंदी बोली गई आज की दृष्टि से।
हम्म।
पहले हम ऐसी हिंदी रामायण में सुनते थे या
हाँ। हाँ।
महाभारत में सुनते थे। यदि आपने
हाँ।
चंद्र प्रकाश जी की चाणक्य
हम्म।
देखी हो, वो देखनी चाहिए,
यस।
दूरदर्शन वाली। उसमें जो हिंदी का प्रयोग किया है वो अद्भुत है। उसमें
हाँ।
इतने बढ़िया बढ़िया एक आलाप किए गए हैं, मतलब
हम्म।
मोनोलॉग्स, जो
हम्म।
चंद्र प्रकाश द्विवेदी जी ने स्वयं चाणक्य की भूमिका निभाते हुए किए, अद्भुत। सुनकर आपके कानों में मधु की वर्षा हो जाएगी। अद्भुत, अद्भुत। उस प्रकार की हिंदी मैंने
यस
आज तक नहीं सुनी।
यस फिर आनंद, आर यू हियर?
Yeah, can you hear me? My audio is
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What happened to your
I
camera today? You are going to remain anonymous today?
no, I'm not using my phone. No, my PC has no.
Oh,
My
अच्छा.
desktop has no camera. So
Oh, ठीक है.
no, it's
सब
either my
सब
laptop or my
सब छुप
phone.
रहे हैं. Okay.
मैं चुप नहीं रहा भाई. I'll show my picture video if required, not problem. मुझे कोई problem नहीं है दिखाना when I move. No, but I whatever I know, I can only see from the trailer. I think their the models are very good. So whoever designed the models did a very good job. I mean, maybe Bhudevi was a little bit weird looking. Like it looked too much like a weird Greek character.
Yeah, those were not very well done.
It was okay. They tried the first one, but the models were very beautifully rendered. I think they took good care in the. I think the Asura models were not great. I mean, there's something about Asura. They are basically what do you call it? Brothers, sisters of the Devas, but they should not look like weird orcs from Lord of the Rings. They should not look like that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
मुझे एक प्रश्न करना है इसमें आनंद सर कि क्या असुरों को भी मनुष्य के रूप में दिखाना चाहिए था जैसे हमारे जैसा तो ज्यादा अच्छा होता.
They have to be the same as Deva. Dev and Asur are brother sister. The only difference is that brothers. Only difference is one's pravriti is different from the other. One is driven by tamas and rajas, and devas are meant to be driven by sattvic and rajas guna. Like it's basically it's meant to parallel our internal what do you call it? What are the three gunas? Sattva, tamas, and rajas, and how that affects your dharma, right? You notice even some asuras literally don't have that rajas and tamas. They like Kubera is what? Kubera is an asura. He becomes a deva.
मुझे भी लगता है ये जो करते हैं ना कि जो खलनायक है उसका चेहरा पे दांत दिखा देना ये कर देना वो देखने में थोड़ा विचित्र लगता है. मुझे लगता है ये विचारों का संघर्ष होना चाहिए.
Yes,
आपके चरित्र का संघर्ष होना चाहिए ना कि कैसे आप दिखने में हैं. क्योंकि हॉलीवुड में बहुत लोग बात करते हैं कि अच्छे चरित्रों को हमेशा सदैव दिखने में सुंदर दिखाएंगे. तो जो दिखने में थोड़ा कुरूप होता है उसके प्रति एक आक्रोश उत्पन्न होता है समाज में. वो भी ठीक नहीं है. मुझे लगता है विचारों को प्रधानता मिलनी चाहिए.
Correct.
यहाँ पे
Exactly.
थोड़ी समस्या है.
What Dharma is about. Dharma is about you tear away the body is temporary, the soul is permanent, right? जो शरीर है आप जो दिखते हैं वो that's not what the reality is. आपका
वही मेरा एक ही बाहुबली को लेकर मेरा वही एक कंप्लेन है कि अगर वो विलन है तो वो काले चमड़ी वाले ट्राइबल है और उगा बुगा करते हैं इसलिए भोसडी वाले हैं. बैटल ऑफ आइडियाज नहीं है.
No, but you understand why they did that. They did that because they want to mass cinema. It's difficult to see the enemy when they're fighting in large battles. You need a clear delineation of the two armies, right? They all look the same. It is difficult for the viewer to see the difference. There is fine. But I'm talking when you have talking about these core topics of dharma and stuff, they should try to avoid these stereotypes.
Now, how are the Vikings fight scenes shot? Everyone is white there.
मुझे लगता है इस विषय में मैं एक बात कह दूं. मुझे लगता है कि भल्लाल देव और बाहुबली के चेहरे में कोई उतना अंतर नहीं था सुंदरता की दृष्टि से देखे. उनमें बस धर्म और अधर्म का अंतर था, बस यही था. मुझे लगता है उस दृष्टि से बाहुबली ने अच्छा काम किया क्योंकि भल्लाल देव की भूमिका में जो थे वो भी दिखने में बड़े सुडौल सुंदर अच्छा पुष्ट शरीर था उनका.
No, he was not an asura, sorry, he was a yaksha. My bad. He's not
Bahubali gets that right. Yeah.
Kubera was not asura, he was a yaksha. Sorry, my bad. I normally mix them up.
These people are probably not all of them are just general film producers. A lot of them might be Iscon members, I guess, because there's one family entire I think has contributed to the film.
This was a Iscon project, I think.
Hello.
मुझे ये भी लगता है ना, मुझे ये भी लगता है कि ये चलचित्र इतना फैला इसलिए भी क्योंकि इसमें इस्कॉन सम्मिलित था, क्योंकि इस्कॉन के भक्तजन की पहुंच बहुत है, पूरे विश्व में है,
हाँ
भारत
यस
में भी है, तो वो जब कुछ प्रचार
यस
करते हैं तो उसका प्रभाव पड़ता है, मुझे लगता है।
यस
तो
हाँ
इस्कॉन की
बिल्कुल
बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है इस चलचित्र को लोकप्रिय बनाने में।
हम्म तो
Like Kubera
यहाँ पे
is worshipped in parts of South India. So. It still is.
क्रिश्चियन कैरिलो एक बी फीटर एसोसिएट प्रोड्यूसर है
Who?
और ये देखो 2 बंगाली एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर one Christian guy is the associate producer. I'm guessing it's a beefeater. 2 Bengali
Don't
guys
assume. Don't assume.
are associate
नहीं,
directors,
ये मंडल का ही बिहार का हुआ था,
whom I've
बिहार
also
में भी
never heard
मंडल
of.
है,
Interestingly,
छत्तीसगढ़ में भी मंडल है ना?
बिहार में भी होते मंडल, दिलीप मंडल,
अच्छा.
दिलीप मंडल तो बिहार का है।
Oh yeah, he's Bihari. I see. Yeah, this guy is the king. This guy is the man of the match. Deep Bawa. He has done a few films, but the kind of stuff he has done here, oh my god,
He's
he
good.
is probably getting phone calls from Christopher Nolan already. Yeah. Do check out our review from the beginning, Anand. This
I
is
will. I
the
will.
best sound design I've ever heard from any Indian movie in my life. Sound design wise, not background score. Sound design wise, this is top notch. This entire
I
team
may
has
watch it on
absolutely
streaming.
destroyed all
I
expectations.
can't go. I can't go alone and watch it in the theater. No fun.
Oh, by the
Sitting
way,
alone and-
what I'm about to tell Anand is what I was planning to tell the audience members as well. I know every good movie needs to be watched in the theaters, etc. Every cinephile says that. I say that to everyone in the context of every movie. But this movie has to be watched in the theaters because you don't have, unless you are a musician yourself, you don't have the necessary speakers probably at home to hear the full frequency spectrum of the stuff, the insane stuff they have done in the sound design department. Okay, the kind of sub low hits that they have done, sub bass hits, okay, in the sound design department, you won't be able to hear that in your headphones. If you have 1500 rupee and up and costlier headphones, then maybe. If you have insane some home theater system which costs like 1 lakh rupees or something, you may be able to hear them, if at all they are set up nicely in your room. If you have smart TVs and no extra added speakers which have woofers, then it's pointless to watch it at home. You're not going to enjoy it at all. You are going to think it's just another animated movie, probably, unless you have a lot of bhakti in your heart. If you're looking at it as just a movie and you are not a practicing Vaishnavite, you have to watch it in the movie, because only movie theaters have that kind of sub frequency delivery power. And they were bold enough to put a whole bunch of sub low frequency hits in the sound design department. Not just hits, okay, punches, blasts, etc., but also different movements have been depicted with gigantic low drones and stuff, okay. And your seats vibrate. It felt like I was in a 4D movie theater. Some lows are so low, some frequencies are so low that you absolutely fall off your chair, and they are so loud. You can't get that in your home, no matter what gadget you use, unless you are a billionaire. So do watch it in the movie theaters. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
see
so
anything.
I was talking about the
Yeah, go
models.
ahead.
I veered off
Yes.
something else.
Yes.
So from what I saw in the trailers, I thought the models were great. I thought the lighting, the color grading was very good, and I do agree with you. There's a new style of animation which is very good. They have to work on physics. The physics is it's like it looked like dolls with shake, like the hands are wobbling. So even in the
Exactly.
movements, physical movements, it looks like they're wobbling, not deliberate. Like an arm moves in a very deliberate manner. So
Yeah.
when they do that, they go to like refine that. But I think everything else, the color, I love the color style. That's in Prakan.
Yeah, but I will have to remind you, or basically inform you, Anand, that all that the specific way of bad animation that you described here, that's not the case. Especially the physics part, that's not really that serious in the last 25 minutes in the entire climax, because Narasimha comes only in the climax only. Okay, only in the last 20-25 minutes, and there
No,
the animation is
मैंने
shocking.
I watched some parts
मैंने
of Narsimha as well, but again, they could work a little better on their rigging. I think basically they're rigging the part when they're doing that arm movement, rigging, body movement in respect that they need to little
Yeah.
bit pay attention to. It also looks very airy fairy.
Yeah.
It looks doesn't give that that force that you need.
It
You don't feel it.
some scenes, yeah, it does. Yeah. Oh, that can be
मैंने
managed with just increase in budgets because they are skilled.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
much we know now.
I agree. That I agree.
मैंने कुछ दृश्य देखे हैं वो क्लाइमैक्स के, तो उसमें क्योंकि नरसिम्हा भगवान को बहुत सारे हाथों के साथ दिखाया, 8 हाथ है, तो एक चीज जो मैंने पहली बार देखी है कि उनके 8 हाथ काम कर रहे थे।
I've seen
ऐसा
that.
नहीं था कि 8 हाथ मतलब 2 ही हाथ काम
Exactly.
कर रहे थे और दूसरे हाथ केवल उसको सजाने के लिए बना दिया, 8 हाथ चल रहे, तो वो एक अच्छा काम किया था, जो कि दिख रहा है कि हमारे एनिमेशन में एक ग्रोथ आ रहा है, जो मुझे अच्छा लगा।
अच्छा, कांतारा 2 का कुछ रिलीज किया क्या?
Go back to that mouth. That
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah. Go
अरे
ahead.
दादा, कांतारा 2
Yeah,
में मैंने आपको वो भेजा है इंस्टाग्राम पे, आप देखिए।
रुको। अच्छा। सॉरी हाँ, वो भी देखेंगे। थोड़ा आनंद का पॉइंट खत्म कर लेते हैं। हाँ आनंद,
नहीं, पोस्ट है,
कौन सा
पोस्ट है
सीन के बारे में तुम बात कर
आप
रहे थे?
आनंद बोल लीजिए पहले, आनंद बोलिए।
Hiranyakashipu mouth when he's screaming. You just look at the way they animated the mouth.
अच्छा,
Like this is beautiful. This is gorgeous, right?
this scene
this is so
in the
beautiful.
theater is really good. This was
Yeah, look at this.
beautiful in the theater.
This is gorgeous.
This is so nice.
But if you look at the like even Prahlad, I think Prahlad is the best animated in the entire movie. I think clearly he seems to like put a lot of effort into him, like a lot.
Oh no. See it in the theaters, you'll realize Prahlad is one of the worst animated. Prahlad is one of the worst animated in the movie. Okay, facial expressions wise, facial muscles wise. Yeah. Okay. Now this scene really blew my mind. Wait. Not this. Wait, this scene where he's being set up for Bali. Okay, there's insane. All of a sudden, there's great physics and mechanics. Okay, they are setting up a machine, beautiful sound design. You actually feel like there's a machine being hit and screwed in tightly, and Prahlad is being fit on top of it. All of a sudden, there's great animation, beautiful stuff there.
So I think maybe the people they gave the task to, some were extremely skilled, some were like different levels of skill. Maybe it's possible.
No, Anand. Time allocation. मैक्सिमम टाइम खर्च किया नरसिम्हा को एनिमेट करने में, बाकियों में टाइम उतना खर्च नहीं किया.
Okay. No, do you look at the part where Hiranyakashipu is screaming? That not this part. Before that, it's before. Like that looks. The mouth just looks. It's like it swallows.
Oh yeah. This is not Bali. Why would this be Bali? Yeah. Rudra, this is not Bali. Absolutely. Yeah, the mouth and all. Oh my God. Mouth and expressions, क्या एनिमेट किया भाई. ओफ,
they need to work on
Disney और Marvel को दिखना. I think they are seeing what's going on in India. Oh my God, ये थोड़ा स्लो मोशन में देखते हैं.
स्लो मोशन में ही चल रहा है धीरे धीरे.
Even those leg physics are great. Like you say the part where he's stopping himself. That's good.
Oh,
that's good. Like
even the muscles outside the teeth were vibrating because he's roaring so loudly. तो रोड का जो साउंड वाइब्रेशन गया वो सब स्किन विन हिला के निकल गया. ये डिपिक्ट किया जा रहा है. क्या आइडिया है. और ये एनिमेशन में तो यही प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ भी नेचुरल भोज के नहीं होने वाला है. सब कुछ डायरेक्टर का डेलिबरेट डिसीजन मेकिंग होगा, तब जाके लगेगा.
नहीं, इससे पता चलता है कि कितनी गहराई से काम किया है. ऐसे बनाने के लिए नहीं
डेडिकेशन है.
can go back maybe
बड़े सूक्ष्म बातों पर काम किया.
half a minute back.
Yes. Yeah.
Half a minute back. Not so less. Half a minute. You're doing 10 seconds.
30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds.
Like you see someone like this is nice. Look at that. His movement physics, his cloth physics.
This is brilliant.
It's all good.
This is brilliant.
Go more back, 30 seconds back. You're still jumping, like you like the end. You love the end a lot, clearly. Go to the front.
Yeah.
Look at his jaw there, right?
Which timeline?
It doesn't look natural at all. Like, what the hell is wrong with his jaw? It's like he has something in his
whose jaw?
mouth.
The demon's jaw, right?
Hiranyakashipu's mouth.
Yeah, that's not
chewing on something
Hiranyakashipu, but it's one of his henchmen. But yeah,
not this one. The one in the palace.
They did screw this up.
Weapon, no? Yeah.
Oh, acha. Yeah. That's what mainly kind of pulls you out of the movie and gives you the impression that it's a kids movie. But the scenes with Narasimha is a different movie.
Even I saw some parts where he's the I think the success trailer, the next one, the one they did. You saw the success trailer? This was so nice. Look at here the arm.
No, I did
movement
not
is
see the
good.
success trailer.
Okay, see that.
Yeah,
That's actually quite tells you much more about the quality. See, look at his arm. Look
Oh
at the
हाँ
arm there.
ये देख के याद आया.
So weird.
पहली
some
बार
arm
वो
movements are
विमाना
weird.
का सीन था. विमाना जो दिखाया है मूवी में भाई कुछ पोटेंशियल है अगर ठीक से. सिर्फ अभी देखो अभी क्या है, जिनके पास दिमाग है उनको बजट नहीं मिल रहा है, जिनको बजट मिल रहा है उनका कहानी में
Yeah.
दिमाग देने का उतना टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है. कल की जैसे फिल्म को कोई कहानी के लिए अभी तक याद नहीं रख रहा है, सिर्फ गिमिक के लिए याद रख रहा है कि अच्छा इतना बढ़िया सोच लिया कि अच्छा फ्यूचर में होगा डिस्टोपियन फ्यूचर. मगर जब लोग कहानी भी इंटीग्रेट करना शुरू करेंगे with this kind of technology and artistic vision and let's say VFX vision, तब मजे होने वाले हैं. क्योंकि कुछ इंट्रोडक्शन सीन्स जो है कुछ स्पेसिफिक भगवान के, कुछ अवतार के, और वो विमानाज के फिल्म थिएटर में भाई स्टार वॉर्स भूल जाओगे तुम. जो विमाना का जो सीन है.
मुझे
हाँ बोलो.
मुझे लगता है ना कि ये अच्छी बात है कि ये फिल्म चल गई. अच्छे लोगों के हाथ में पैसा आना चाहिए, बहुत आवश्यक है.
यस
ये हमारी समस्या ये रही है ना कि अच्छे लोगों के हाथ में पैसा नहीं आ रहा.
हाँ,
और
यस
ये बहुत
हाँ, बोलो
आवश्यक है कि ऐसे लोगों के हाथ में पैसा है.
So you saw Varaha in introduction, right? So clearly this is in the cosmos.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong. Can you go back that Varaha picture?
Yeah.
So clearly here Varaha Bhagwan is in the cosmos, correct?
Yeah.
He's manifesting in the cosmos. Were they able to show that Bhudevi was in the sea of the cosmos, or did they show it literally like Bhudevi was in a water sea? And because that normally people will not get. Because Bhudevi is the earth. How can the earth also be inside water?
Yeah.
I think they
had conversations. They had conversations regarding it, so it was kind of understandable.
So how did they portray it? Did they portray it as she was part of the cosmic sea, or she was part of some sea? Like was it universe? Like that's what I'm saying. How did they portray it?
She was Earth basically, and the representation of Earth being that Devi, she is kidnapped. That's all. They didn't. It was a very quick run through. Okay, they did not expand this too much. It was just because then the movie would cost 30 crores because the animation for Varavatar is so awesome that if you expand those scenes, then this movie can't be.
Because for me that is really interesting. No, Varavatar, what she sinks to the bottom of the cosmic ocean, and Varaha Bhagwan on his tusks he lifts her up and brings her out.
Yes.
To where she is right now, which is basically where the earth is revolving right now. So I was thinking, how did they visualize that? I was curious about that. More than anything else.
Yeah, Hakashin, I can see you have joined. I will take you on right after I check out the Kantara 2 character introduction that has come up, okay, or come about. I'll just check that out after we go through this scene. अभय, तो वो अनाउंसमेंट कहाँ पे हुआ है? कोई पोस्ट में हुआ है? गूगल अभी ढूंढने में मिल जाएगा तो?
मैंने आपको इंस्टाग्राम पे लिंक भेजा है. यूट्यूब पे एक पोस्ट है जिसमें मल्टीपल पिक्चर्स है.
अच्छा,
खाली एक कैरेक्टर का पोस्ट दिया है. अब देखना
कनकवती क्या? कनकवती नाम की कोई?
हाँ उसमें आपकी भाषा में भी लिखा है.
आज ही मेरे पास, मैंने ट्रांसलेशन किया उसका. मेरे पास आया था आज सुबह को. आज मैं आई थिंक महावतार देखने जा रहा था, उसके बाद आई थिंक, या फिर उसके जस्ट पहले ही मेरे पास आया. अर्जेंटली मुझे तभी ट्रांसलेट करके भेजना था. देखते हैं. होमबले के कम्युनिटी टैब में ही होगा ना?
हाँ, होमबले के कम्युनिटी टैब. अब मैंने आपको कहाँ से भेजा था? मुझे लगता है आप हाँ यही है. इसमें आपको
ये लाइन का ट्रांसलेशन मैंने किया है.
कनकवती
আপনাদের সামনে কনকবতীকে উপস্থিত করছি. I gave them 5-6 variations. So it's not releasing in Bengali, by the way, in theaters probably. You all know why. It will release in Bengali probably on OTT. A lot of people are begging Hombole to release it in Bengali in OTT.
दादा मुझे आपसे
वो जिस टाइम पे रिलीज कर रहा है कांतारा, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर नहीं मिलने वाले हैं. क्योंकि बांग्ला फिल्म्स भी इतनी रिलीज करेंगे कि कांतारा अगर बंगाली में रिलीज हो गया तो बस टॉलीवुड परसों ही सुसाइड कर लेगा.
That's why.
या गो अहेड.
नहीं, मेरा एक प्रश्न है कि क्या, क्योंकि बंगाली लोग तो हिंदी में देख लेते चलचित्र, ऐसे उनको कोई ऐसे समस्या होती नहीं है, तो उनको
हाँ.
भी लगा होगा कि बंगाली में थिएटर में डालना, उससे क्या वो इकोनॉमिकली फिजिबल होगा या नहीं होगा। और दूसरा जो आपने टॉलीवुड को बोला है, क्योंकि मैंने पहले ही बोला था कि टॉलीवुड की लग जाएगी, यदि दक्षिण की फिल्में बंगाली में आने लगी
खत्म.
तो टॉलीवुड समाप्त हो जाएगा। बॉलीवुड
अच्छा
एक बार
ये ना,
बंगाली में
ये
लाए तो
एक्चुअली
भी बच
हमने
जाए।
ये एक्चुअली मैंने डिस्कस किया था जब मुझे पहली बार पता चला कि टॉलीवुड साउथ वाले सारे के सारे फिल्म अब बंगाली में भी रिलीज करने वाले हैं, क्योंकि उनके पास डेटा है कि इनका बहुत बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है पूरा का पूरा वेस्ट बंगाल में, पूरा का पूरा बांग्लादेश में, जहाँ पे कि लोग हिंदी में देखते हैं उनके फिल्में. तो उन्होंने डिसाइड किया आज से 1-1.5 साल पहले कि अब से सब हमारे बिगेस्ट फिल्म्स बंगाली में भी आएंगे, जिसकी वजह से वो मार्टिन वगैरह ये सब बंगाली में हुए थे, पुष्पा सबका बंगाली डबिंग हुआ है, मगर उन किसी फिल्मों को ही हॉल नहीं दिया जा रहा है, फॉर द रीजन व्हिच व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग राइट नाउ एंड व्हाट वी हैड स्पेक्युलेटेड, what you are speculating as well. We had the same discussion, me and myself and Mr. Sociologist, that okay, see, this is happening, this is about to happen, which means this is the end of Tollywood pretty much. So then Tollywood fought back by not giving theaters for them to release, and it's
वो मतलब
releasing during Durga Puja. Yeah.
वही बात है ना कि वो कम्युनिस्ट वाली विचारधारा कि हम घुसने नहीं देंगे, प्रोटेक्शनिस्ट, हम घुसने
हाँ,
नहीं देंगे
प्रोटेक्शन.
इनको, हम स्वयं अच्छे चलचित्र नहीं बनाएंगे, हम दूसरे को नहीं घुसने देंगे, ये वाली मानसिकता है। और देखिए, दक्षिण के फिल्मों की इतनी लहर है बंगाल में, आप किसी भी बंगाल के व्यक्ति से जाकर पूछिए, गांव के भी व्यक्ति से कि अल्लू अर्जुन कौन है, वो आपको बता दे, वो आपको बता देगा
हाँ
कौन है।
हाँ,
तो
आजकल तो
वो
ऐसा
तो
ही है.
दिखता है। पहले सेट मैक्स में या सोनी मैक्स में दक्षिण की फिल्में हिंदी में आती थी, 10 वर्ष तक कम से कम उन्होंने वैसा चलाया है, 2004-5 से लेकर के। फिर जाकर तेलुगु मूवी के प्रति या दक्षिण के फिल्मों के प्रति एक हमारी समझ बढ़ी और हमने उसको अपना लिया, अपना बना दिया कि ये दक्षिण की फिल्में भी हम देखते। तो वो हुआ एक, जो उस समय हम लोग मराठी भाषा को लेकर बात कर रहे थे ना, ये उससे भी जुड़ा हुआ है कि पहले आपको फेमिलियरिटी बढ़ानी पड़ती है, जो दक्षिण की फिल्मों ने किया, खासकर तेलुगु फिल्मों ने अपनी मसाला फिल्मों के माध्यम से। मेरे पिताजी पूरा दिन वही देखते रहते थे। फिर जाकर अब वो बड़ी बन गई कि अब पूरे भारत में चलती। हम लोग सोचते एक झटके में सब कुछ हो जाता है, नहीं, उन्होंने पूरा उसका पूरा आधार बनाया है 10-15 वर्षों तक। वो मास फिल्म करके चलती थी, अपरिचित, सराई नोडू, उसको तो हिंदी भाषियों ने भर भर के देख। और एक मेरा प्रश्न था, ये जो हिरण्यकश्यप और प्रहलाद में जो होता है, क्या ये मोनोथीइज्म के विरुद्ध भी एक लड़ाई नहीं थी, प्रोफेटिज्म के विरुद्ध लड़ाई नहीं है कि वो हिरण्यकश्यप चाहता था कि उसी के सब भक्त बने या उसी को सब माने, और यहाँ कोई और बोलता है कि नहीं, मैं तुम्हें नहीं मानू, मेरे ईश्वर
और फिर
विष्णु है।
आइडल डैमेजिंग भी जितनी डेलिबरेटली दिखाया गया है, मुझे तो लगता है कि वो थोड़ा डेलिबरेट हिंट भी है, एक वाइब देना कि देखो ऐसे लोग जो ये सब करते हैं वो लोग अच्छे लोग नहीं है, उतना एटलीस्ट दिमाग में घुसा गया है।
No, but fundamentally that is what
को लेकर एक डिस्कोर्स चल रहा है।
नीनर को मैं एक उत्तर दे दूं, नीनर को एक उत्तर दे दूं, एथिज्म भी एक मोनोथीज्म जैसा है, that there is only one path. Mindset monotheist होता है।
I don't agree. Atheism is at least the way you with Western atheism, you can say it is it's a reject everything, only be. But generally, atheism means that you just unfortunately you don't have bhakti. It is like, so imagine if how to say.
मैं एक बार पूरा कर लूं। हिरण्यकश्यप भी तो थोड़ा सा वेस्टर्न एथीज जैसा था ना, कि तुम किसी को पूज नहीं सकते या तुम अपने ईश्वर को पूज नहीं सकते। वो ऐसा एथीज नहीं था कि मैं नहीं पूजना चाहता, तुमको जो करना करो, वैसा तो नहीं था हिरण्यकश्यप।
No, but Devas also never did any prayer to anyone. So Devas, Indra didn't go around praying to anyone. You understand? You're
Yeah,
framing it in terms of
but
Manushya, not Deva, not Asura, not Yaksha, not any of those people. We
तो
are different. We
देवा
are at different level.
देव किसी से प्रार्थना नहीं करते थे, यही बोल रहे हैं आप?
Exactly. किससे प्रार्थना
हाँ,
करते थे?
तो
They were to keep asking for help. That's
ठीक
all.
है,
But they also were very
नहीं
arrogant.
नहीं, वो ठीक है, पर वो किसी को रोकते नहीं थे पूजा अर्चना करने से, जैसे हिरण्यकश्यप रोकता। वही मैं कह रहा हूँ।
बट देव्स वर जस्ट लाइक ह्यूमंस उस तरह ना, कि एक भालू काकू विष्णु जी अवतार लेंगे बचाएंगे हमें.
Correct. They just have a different level. Again, see, 7 lokas up and 7 lokas down. Each had their own what do you call it? What's the word? क्या बोलते हैं भाई? Their sphere of influence. Like Vasuki is Patal Lok. He's the king of Patal Lok, right? So my point is that atheism, like the problem is we are mixing up Indian atheism and mixing up Western atheism, right? If you look at Vaisheshika, you look at Samkhya, they're technically atheist. They they literally don't care about the pursuit of God, specifically bhakti. They're looking, but they're still astikas. They take the Veda as their pramana. So we promise we keep following the Western standard. We should reject the Western standard of that. Just because you're atheist means you reject all divinity or you reject all dharmic principles. That is what we should not do that.
यहाँ पर मैं किसी को उत्तर दूंगा, टेनो हेका बेंजाई, मोनोथीइज्म इज अधर्म। सीधा बात, आपको अच्छा लगे या ना लगे, मोनोथीइज्म इज अधर्म। वो हमारे धार्मिक आचरण के विरुद्ध है कि एक ही को मानो, एक ही पथ है और पथ सब झूठे हैं। वो सबसे
यहाँ पे मैं भी
बड़ा
कुछ ऐड करना चाहता हूँ.
अधर्म है।
ये जो मूवी
हाँ,
जो
शिव।
है इस्कॉन के
हाँ,
थ्रू
बोलो तुम।
बनी है.
तुम्हें कैसा लगा
बाय द
movie?
वे, कॉलेज स्ट्रीट कोलकाता, आफ्टर कांतारा वी मेट आफ्टर वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम. लास्ट टाइम
Yes.
कांतारा के लफड़े में
Yes.
हम मिले थे. वेरी नाइस टू सी. एंड मूवी काफी अच्छी है.
Yes.
एंड द थिंग इज, मैं यही इस पे बात करना चाहता था कि इस्कॉन के कुछ आइडियोलॉजी से मुझे प्रॉब्लम है, जहाँ पे हम नाम अपराध करते हैं कि एक ही सुप्रीम गॉड है, उसके अलावा तो बाकी कोई है
Yes,
ही
yes.
नहीं. तो दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम.
Yes.
बट ये मूवी का अगर आप स्टार्टिंग से बात करेंगे, बजट रेस्ट्रिक्शन के हिसाब से चलो समझ लिया, मॉडल वगैरह बनाने में थोड़ी दिक्कत हो गई, तो कुछ मॉडल कहीं और से उठा लिए, इंस्पिरेशन उठा ली, व्हाटसोएवर. बट दैट डजंट व्हाट यू से मूवी को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करती है. स्टोरी टेलिंग ही उतनी अच्छी है कि एनिमेशन के फ्लॉज वो कट ऑफ कर देता है. बट आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन कि लाइक वो वराह अवतार का मतलब अवतरण वो एक्सप्लेन नहीं करता है कि व्हाई स्पेसिफिकली वराह अवतार केम टू डिफीट हिरण्यक्ष. if they had like I felt कि they had no confidence in this film कि like ये चलेगी भी, because it's an animated film after all, and since they were not getting any producers, they were like they had like अभी जो cinematic universe भी जो उन्होंने last moment पे सोचा होगा कि like let's capitalize on it, it might work because that's how it is. वो वैसा ही feel दे रहा है मुझे, क्योंकि लाइक हिरण्याक्ष का भी उन्होंने कुछ उतना डिटेल में नहीं दिखाया. बिकॉज इफ दे हैड द परफेक्ट विजन, जैसे डायरेक्टर कहते हैं कि हम तो सारे 24 अवतार कवर करेंगे, तो उन्होंने तो फिर हिरण्याक्ष के बारे में वराह अवतार को भी डिटेल में दिखाना चाहिए था. इट वाज नॉट डन दैट वे.
या
But still
ये
the
लग रहा है
movie is
कि
pretty good.
पहले भरोसा नहीं था, हिट होने
No,
के
but
बाद अब बहुत सारी चीजें होने लगी.
there are other traditions, there are other Vaishnava traditions that are monotheistic. Like you take my Sri Vaishnavism. They will say the only God that exists, only our God is Narayana. No one else, no other. Even Krishna is not not technically Narayana. Narayana is Narayana. They will not
Okay,
accept
Slavin.
Shiva, they will not accept Brahma, they will not accept anything else. So monotheism is there in Hinduism. It's one of the paths that some people follow. They're like, this is what I feel satisfied in the universe. See, what is Hinduism? Hinduism is, or at least Sanatana is, the principles of the Vedas you adopt in your own style. The Nyaya person adopts it in his style. The Samkhya person adopts it in his style. The Purva Mimamsa person adopts it in his style, right? The Mimamsa person is a ritualist. They to focus on the rituals part. The point is that we are the best form of dharma is because we are the only form of dharma is because we understand that nature is multidimensional. You cannot only one thing will work for everyone. Imagine everyone doing the same thing and it's not fitting for them. That's why it works so well for us. And we are able to do it in other traditions.
ये प्रश्न का मैं उत्तर देना चाहूंगा. देखिए, मोनोथीइज्म को आप समझ नहीं रहे. टेनो का बेंजाई, मोनोथीइज्म मोनिज्म से अलग होता है. एक ईश्वर के कई रूप, वो एक अलग विषय है. और ये कहना कि एक ही ईश्वर है, एक ही पथ है, और आप किसी अन्य रूप को भी पूछते हैं तो वो पाप है, वो मोनोथीइज्म है, और वो हमारे इस संस्कृति के संगत नहीं हो सकता
That I
यदि
agree.
हम वृहद स्तर पर बात करें। एक सेक्ट की बात नहीं हो रही।
So there you're right. It's
मैं एक पॉइंट ऐड करूं.
monotheism is the accurate one.
Yeah, I think over here the distinction is the difference between monotheism and polytheism here is basically not कि मेरे एक भगवान है या अनेक है. It is more के your God is false. That othering of people based on their practices is the problem over here. जो एब्राहमिक फेथ्स में होता है यहाँ पे देर इज नो अदरिंग. अगर इवन इफ यू बिलीव के नारायण इज द सुप्रीम deity, if you believe that Mahadev is the supreme deity, that is fine as long as you don't force that down others' throats. वही डिफरेंस है. और यहाँ पे हमारे शास्त्रों में उसके ऊपर काफी उल्लेख हुआ है. एक हिरण्यकश्यप तो एग्जाम्पल है ही, पर यू ऑल्सो फाइंड पीपल हु टेक वन ऑफ द three main deities, quote unquote main deities, and
मैं
they say that they are the only one, right? मतलब दक्ष बोलते हैं कि नारायण सुप्रीम है, रावण बोलता है कि महादेव सुप्रीम है, and both of them are portrayed negatively. So that is the difference. You cannot other the people who are not exactly
ये
following the same path you're on.
यही तो है, यही तो हमने मोनोथीइज्म का सदैव विरोध किया है कि हम एक पथ या एकेश्वर या एक देववादी नहीं है, कि हम एक ही रूप को बोले। मतलब एक व्यक्ति किसी एक देव को अपना इष्ट मान सकता है क्योंकि उसको वो पथ अच्छा लगता है, वो एक अलग विषय है। पर ये कहना कि एक ही रूप को पूजा करना उचित है, ये ठीक नहीं, ये मेरे मत
हाँ
में
वही
ठीक नहीं है।
वही
तो
दैट
मैंने
इज वाई इस्कॉन
वही
को जो
और
क्रिटिसिज्म मिलता है ना, इट्स
एंड दैट इज नॉट मोनोथीइज्म कि आपके एक इष्ट देवता और उसको आप सर्वे सर्वा मानते हैं। दैट इज नॉट मोनोथीइज्म, क्योंकि हमारे में
यस.
अब मेरी माता जी, मैं उदाहरण देता हूँ, वो हनुमान जी की भक्त है, वो हनुमान जी को सर्वोच्च मानती है, परंतु वो जन्माष्टमी में भी पूजा अर्चना करती है, सब देवी देवता की पूजा अर्चना करती है, तो उसको मोनोथीइज्म नहीं बोल। आपको जो पथ सुगम लगता है आप वो पथ अपने लिए चुनते हैं। अब दादा की बात कर लेते हैं, वो भैरव साधक है, इसका साधक है, तो इसका अर्थ ये थोड़ी है कि वो राम और कृष्ण के पूजा पूजा या पुजारी को या भक्त को कहेंगे नहीं तुम भी भैरव को ही मानो, नहीं तो तुम मर जाओ या तुमको जीने का अधिकार नहीं। वो मोनोथीइज्म एक अलग विषय है। तो ये हमें नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि हमें मोनोथीइज्म चाहिए। ये मानसिकता के कारण ही कई सभ्यताओं का नाश हुआ। तो मैं इस मानसिकता
वही
का घोर विरोधी हूँ।
सेम. और इसीलिए ना लॉट ऑफ द क्रिटिसिज्म जो मैं सुनता हूँ अगेंस्ट इस्कॉन इज समथिंग दैट इज वेरी वियर्ड. मतलब यार ठीक है, उनका एक वर्ल्ड व्यू है, तुम्हें अगर पसंद नहीं आया फाइन, वो तुम्हें अपने मंदिरों से निकालेंगे नहीं. और एक इस्कॉन मंदिर के बगल में ना एक तो देवी का मंदिर या एक तो महादेव का मंदिर भी हो सकता है. You can't have that again if it was a monotheistic faith or a monotheistic practice as people claim. So yeah, I mean ठीक है, इस्कॉन का अपना वर्ल्ड व्यू है. आई डोंट सब्सक्राइब टू इट इधर. मैं उनके मंदिर में जाता हूँ, माथा टेकता हूँ, सब करता हूँ. It's fine. It's a part. They're also a part of Sanatan.
See, in defense of ISKCON, it's very simple. They at one point they were a little bit fanatical, but if you notice now, they worship lots of forms of Vishnu, and they do give respect to Durga and everything. So I think we need to give them. They're adapting. They also adapting over time, right? Because they went by what
Hmm.
Prabhupada said, and then it takes some time to change what their guru said.
एक
Once
एक
you
कॉन्स्पिरेसी थ्योरी है मेरे पास कि इस्कॉन वाज बेसिकली आवर वर्जन ऑफ मिशनरीज गोइंग इन देयर. ठीक है, ऐसे वहां पे यूल सी कि जो मिशनरीज आते हैं वो लोग जीसस क्राइस्ट का चेहरा गणेश जी जैसा बना दिए, लंबा
अरे
नाक कर दिए, या
एक एक बात
मुरुगन
जोड़ना
भगवान का वो
चाहूंगा बीच में।
चढ़ा दिए. तो आई थिंक
मैं
दैट इफ वी आर डूइंग द इनवर्स, सॉरी, हाँ गो अहेड.
एक बात जोड़ना चाहूंगा। आपने कुछ चित्र देखे होंगे जहाँ जीसस को दक्षिण में पूरा एकदम भस्म लगाते हुए और हाथ में जो वेल होता है ना, मुर्गा का वेल, वो पकड़ते हुए
हाँ.
दिखाया गया है। उनकी मूर्ति बना दी गई। मैं तो बोलता हूँ जीसस को ही विष्णु का 12वां अवतार बना दो, वो सबसे अच्छा
मैं तो
होगा।
बोल रहा हूँ
उनको
यही होगा
appropriate कर लो।
I reject. No, no,
we
no,
will do
no,
to Christianity what we did to Buddhism.
no. Do not let any Christian ideas flow into Hinduism. They are not.
No,
They
no,
are
no.
horrible ideas.
No, I'm not talking about the ideas. I'm talking about the figure. Appropriating the figure.
बस
अरे बट
That's what
वो
I'm saying.
आ जाएगा उसके साथ ना. अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो फिगर भी है एक ही वो वायरस जैसे वो भी आ जाएगा. Oh, peace, and then the biggest problem with Christianity is its fundamental principle, which is what
वो तो है
original
ही।
sin. Original sin. And I've not seen a single Hindu guru push back against that original sin. It is the most disgusting idea in the universe, and everyone just like, हाँ अच्छी बात है. Let's just follow it. Like I'm very anti Christianity.
Original sin, and somehow born out of biological reality is a sin. कि नेचुरल जो क्रिया से आप जन्म लेते हैं वो पाप है। हमारे में श्री राम को सबको दिखाया गया कि जैसे सामान्य जन्म लेते हैं कि दो पति पत्नी का संगम होता है फिर जन्म लेते हैं, उसको भी हमने ईश्वर माना। फॉर अस इंटरकोर्स इज नॉर्मल, और क्रिश्चियनिटी में इट्स अ सिन। वो सबसे बड़ी समस्या है।
नहीं, not just that, the original sin is also curiosity ना.
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ, I don't like
एप्पल
it.
कैसे खा लिया?
अरे वही तो बोल रहा
नहीं,
हूँ. You're tainted for literally doing the most natural thing that comes to you, and then you're being punished by the person who
No, I
never
think a lot of people
he
don't.
loved you. He loved you, but he hated you so much that because you ate the apple that he created, and then you are like he hates you and you forever.
नहीं,
Everyone,
that
not just you. Everyone who's born from you is also
मैं एक बात जोड़ दूं, वो जो सेब की बात होती है ना, वो सेब एक रूपक है, मेटाफॉर है फॉर men and women doing the act. That is a metaphor.
I don't think so. I
Apple
think
खाना।
it is just disobedience. The God is
हाँ,
like
तो disobedience किस बात की ना?
ये बोला है तूने किया, तेरे बच्चे और सारे like all your generations are
वो
sinners.
बच्चे और सारे
ऐसा
क्यों?
God है.
क्योंकि उससे जन्म हुआ बच्चों का। बात वो मेटाफॉर है भाई। मैं मिशनरी स्कूल में पढ़ चुका हूँ, मुझे पता है क्या सोच है उनकी।
of changing the narrative as required. Okay, do you know there's one story where Jesus literally goes to a tree, he scolds a tree, mujhe fig do. The tree was something else. He killed the tree, and then you know what the missionaries say? Oh, because you know that the Jesus is such a nice person, and the tree didn't listen to him, and it's an analogy of demanding stuff from things. Like what clearly was a horrible person. He demanded stuff that the thing could not give. That they're masters of manipulating the narrative. Don't follow them. Okay, missionaries are very smart. Christian missionaries.
Okay, Shiv, since you've been on for a while, do you have something to add? Otherwise, we'll move to Rishab and Mushin specifically.
Let them join.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm removing you from here. Yeah. So yeah, Rishab and Mushin, go ahead. What did you think of the movie specifically? Have you all watched it?
No, but I feel like I've watched it from the reels, honestly. For the past week, I've just been seeing those reels. Before I get into that, one slightly off-topic joke that I read abhi a conversation se mujhe yaad aaya, I read it last week, that the reason why the Christian God destroyed the Tower of Babel is because agar aur upar bana de to Sanskrit nikal jata.
What? Say it again. Didn't catch the last bit.
I'm saying the reason why the Christian God destroyed the Tower of Babel is because अगर और ऊंचा बनाते तो वो लोग सब संस्कृत बोलने लग गए होते.
Oh, okay, like that.
But yeah, one thing that I really loved is that they got the dialogues great in that film. Like they did not use colloquial language, and that was fantastic. That is one thing that I've loved from what I've seen in the reels. The second thing was that they got the cosmology very spot on. Like I saw this one scene where Hiranyakashipu is trying to become larger than the universe, and then he sees Narayan in his cosmic form. And usme, when he's expanding, you can see the Vedic model of the universe, not Milky Way nahi dikha diye. That is also one thing that I really loved. I think Hathi ke budget ka issue sab hai. Hopefully, Parshuram onwards, the The graphics are good. I don't have too much of a worry about the theme. Tackling Parshuram Bhagwan is going to be a little tricky because of past issues, but more power to them. I hope they're brave about it and just go ahead. If they keep on going down the same route, it will be awesome for all of us.
So these are the leaked footages of set pics from Ramayana.
मुझे मैं बस
I
यही प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि इसको कोई दूसरा आदि पुरुष ना बना दे भाई. नाम बड़े
Best
बड़े ना हो
dialogue.
और दर्शन छोटे ना हो.
No, but one interesting thing I think I'm a little worried that they will follow Ramcharitmanas instead of Valmiki Ramayana is that Sita should be in the forest with all her clothes, like all her rich clothes, because technically she comes to the forest with all her clothes. Like Rama says, you cannot not take your, you must live the way, only he will live like an ascetic. So Sita should have all her clothes, all her nice.
Vishwamitra says that actually. I'm sorry, Dashrath says that, not Rama.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Someone other than says.
मुझे लगता है ना कि अभी भी हमारा देश और समाज वाल्मीकि रामायण के लिए तैयार नहीं. वाल्मीकि रामायण बहुत ही विचित्र हो जाएगा लोगों के लिए.
Very layered. It's a very layered story.
क्योंकि
अरे लेयरिंग छोड़ो.
जो
अगर वाल्मीकि रामायण किया ना, सबसे पहले आउटरीच हुआ कि हनुमान जी के पास गदा क्यों नहीं है.
गदा नहीं है.
If Valmiki Ramayan was put into place, the first thing that is going to completely destroy the cinema halls is that they will make sure that Sri Rama is meat and hunts in the forest.
Yeah, there's no Lakshman Rekha, there's nothing. How can this be Ramayana?
Actually, does anybody here know where the Lakshman Rekha actually comes from? The theory? I mean, the rewriting of Lakshman Rekha? Which Ramayana version?
Really. Not really.
The Bengali version. Sriram Pachali of Bengal.
See, I really love about India, man. Literally, our like a group stories are based on different things from different parts of the country. Literally.
Actually, there is a theory that Tushiraj actually came across the Sriram Pachali by the Bengali Ramayana actually, and after that he was very much inspired by it, and then he started meditating on Lord Rama, and then he got inspired through Hanumanji to write about him.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Apart from that, should I speak about the movie?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Wait. I just had something to add on Tenokika Bandai's comment of this one. Did Gada exist in Treta Yuga? Gada has mentioned in Mahabharata. Maybe it evolved in Dwapar Yuga. I think Gada existed as long as humans existed.
No, Gada existed. There is literally shloka in the Vasishtha Dhanurvedam where they tell about the 4 classification of weapon systems in Indian warfare. The 4 classifications are Muktam, Mukta-Muktam, Yantra-Muktam, and the forgot I forgot. Amukta,
Okay.
Mukta-Mukta, Mukta and Yantra-Mukta. Amukta means which you can't throw, which does not get Mukta from your hand, which means swords, gadas and stuff. Mukta means which you can throw, like chakra and spears. Mukta means which you can throw and as well as keep in your hand, like a spear, a shield, this kind of things. Remember Captain America? He can throw his shield also. And Yantra Mukta means a missile, like a bow and arrow, a catapult, these kind of things.
Right. And some proto-Gada must have existed forever.
I still can't get behind Ranbir Kapoor as Rama, man. It's not. Every time I see his picture, I'm like, it doesn't seem like a Rama to me.
मैं यहाँ पे एक शब्द का प्रयोग करूँ, चिकना रणबीर, पूरा वैसा लगता है मुझे. पता नहीं, विचित्र लगता है भाई. मैं जानता हूँ अरुण गोविल जी का भी उनको भी वैसा ही दिखाया गया था, पर उनमें थोड़ा वो लगता है पौरुष है, थोड़ा से पुरुष लगते हैं. रणबीर बहुत ज्यादा एकदम चिकना और गोरा चिट्टा और वैसा लग रहा है, जो मुझे थोड़ा विचित्र लगता है.
I don't like both versions of it. Both versions are. I don't see them as warrior. I don't see warrior in them. I see good, like theater actor. Literally, you can literally see theater actor in them.
ये क्रिटिसिज्म एक्यूरेट है, मगर देखो नमित मल्होत्रा को तो आफ्टर ऑल याद रखना है कि कितने सारे राम जी के तस्वीर लगे हुए पोस्टर्स है हर दुकान में पूरे देश में, उन सब में राम जी को कैसे डिपिक्ट किया गया है, वैसा ही रणबीर कपूर
और
को
राम जी
सजाया गया।
सांवले थे, राम जी सांवले थे, यहाँ पे किसी सांवले
वो
को
थोड़ा
राम जी
ज्यादा
बनाकर दिखाओ तुम, ठीक
वो
है।
दिखाना चाहिए था, क्योंकि
दूसरी
बहुत बड़ा स्टेटमेंट भी होता,
दूसरी
वहां
बात
थोड़ा बोल्डनेस दिखाते
दूसरी
तो
बात
इट कुड हैव हैड अ
इसीलिए
लॉन्ग इम्पैक्ट।
इसीलिए किसी दक्षिण के अभिनेता को लेना चाहिए। दक्षिण में लोग, मतलब मैं कोई रेसिज्म की भावना से नहीं कह रहा हूँ, पर दक्षिण में लोग क्योंकि सूर्य की किरणें तीव्र होती है तो थोड़े सांवले होते हैं, पर दिखने में अच्छे होते हैं।
I think
So-
lots of like you look at what's this guy's name? The Punjabi. What's the guy's name? The guy from Uri. उसका नाम क्या है?
अरे
कौशल
विकी कौशल,
कौशल।
वो भी थोड़ा सांवला है, हाँ
No, you did
वो
Vicky
भी
Kaushal.
सांवला है।
No, take him in his you know when he did that Marathi movie. He was skinny. Remember he was skinny. He's a little thinnish. Thin he looked. Then he's young when he's younger. That would have been perfect for Ram, in my opinion. That look that he had would have been a little bit more bulk he would have put on. It would have been perfect for Ram in that time. Same with Sushant Singh Rajput. He would have been perfect for Ram. I don't know. I see him more as Ram than I see Ranveer. I don't know why.
मुझे
Do you want to hear
अभी
my
तक
opinion
सबसे
about this?
अच्छा राम जो लगा है ना, वो है रामचरण, जो RRR में था, जो
that is
भी
more the
थोड़ा
warrior
प्रतीकात्मक
That is more the warrior Ram. I
प्रतीकात्मक रूप से दिखा।
would have liked the warrior Ram.
If you ask me, I think
calm Ram.
I have, on one side I have trust on Ranveer because after seeing Animal, I can see his range is very good. The acting will be awesome. That was I am trusting on him on this. And
I'm
apart
not.
from
I'm
that,
not worried about his. I'm not worried about his acting ability. I'm worried about his face with the delivery. Like he can act all that tough gunda role may be possible. But I'm saying that
मुझे
face
लगता है ना,
and
हाँ सॉरी आप बोल रहे थे, मुझे लगा
army gravitas. I don't.
no,
think they come-
about Ram is that
मुझे
the Shaura Krodha, that the feeling of a regal anger, the anger of Dharma. That thing about Rama is something that nobody has ever depicted in Indian cinema,
That is
except in the
very
Japanese
different.
anime.
It's very
मुझे
Except in Japanese anime, nowhere we can see that part of Rama. I think Ranveer can do that. It's my opinion.
मुझे लगता
No,
है,
I think they did show. No, the part where he gets angry
मैं
for a
एक
bit.
बात
he gets angry.
आनंद, एक बात, मुझे लगता है रणबीर एक अभिनेता के रूप में ये कर सकते हैं। बात ये है कि निर्देशक का क्या दृष्टिकोण है, निर्देशन कहाँ लेके जाते हैं, क्योंकि एनिमल रणबीर से ज्यादा जो निर्देशक थे संदीप रेड्डी वांगा, वो पागल व्यक्ति है, वो उस प्रकार का निर्देशन कर सकता है कि रणबीर को वैसा दिखा दे। क्या ये निर्देशक जो रामायण बना रहे उनमें भी वो करने की क्षमता है? विषय वो है, और लोगों की भावनाएं आहत किए बिना।
Now, someone is pointing out, Slevin is pointing out that सीता जी के लिए कोई नेपाली एक्ट्रेस को भी लेना चाहिए था. That would have been a great story. मगर भाई मेरा एक कंसर्न है मूवी को लेके, वो अभी तक नहीं जा रहा है कि नितेश तिवारी बहुत बढ़िया डायरेक्टर है, मगर आई थिंक मुझे लग रहा है यहाँ पे नमित मल्होत्रा का शायद ज्यादा से लग रहा है, मुझे वाइब्स मिल रहा है. नमित मल्होत्रा का से अगर क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस में ज्यादा हो गया तब प्रॉब्लम है, ठीक है, क्योंकि नमित मल्होत्रा, रिमेंबर इन द इंटरव्यू ही वाज सेइंग हिमसेल्फ दैट he doesn't watch a lot of movies. Now, if he thinks that now he is spending all of this movie to make a great Indian epic for the world, and he is doing it, therefore he deserves some say in the filmmaking process, then we are going to get absolutely screwed. And the director is a great director. Dangal is a well-directed movie. Direction, whatever you call the craft of direction, in that Nitesh Tiwari is absolutely a stalwart, but he has to be allowed to do that. And then Nitesh Tiwari, even if he is good at that, I don't know if it was his decision or Namit Malhotra's decision to put up that scene of Ranbir Kapoor. No fatigue, no signs of warfare on his face, and he is jumping up on a gigantic bark of a tree and shooting an arrow. That sort of stupidity is what is going to kind of, I think, pull you out of the movie, and that can't be fixed with direction, or that should
I
be
think
fixed with
we are
direction, but
making too much of that scene.
Yeah,
Namit
even I
Malhotra,
think
no,
so.
no, that's the scene that they thought is apt for a teaser. They
That scene, I
should have
think, is
thought a lot
just-
about the scene.
No. But you're missing the point. These sizzle reels, what they do is they'll be a part of a larger scene. So, for example, if he's running up
And
a
nobody
tree,
thinks about this when publishing a teaser. They thought it is going to look cool. That's why they published
Yeah.
it. Nobody
No, but I'll
puts
tell you
their
one
head
thing.
into
One
this.
And he didn't
place.
look cool. And he didn't look cool.
Yeah.
It is not finished, but yeah, it could have been more polished. But no, my point is, just think about it, right? So there's one part before Ram and Lakshman start doing their formal thing. They go to protect the, which guru is that? They protect a guru and doing yajna.
Vishwamitra.
They're protecting a
Vishwamitra.
guru in the forest against the people.
Tataka Rakshasa.
So during that time, he would be in the tree. He would be in the forest, and this fits perfectly with that scene. There may be other visuals that they will add while doing in that forest scene, where maybe he's being attacked by the what is the gut? What's the word you used? Who's attacking him? Who are attacking him?
Tataka.
Tataka. When Tataka is attacking them, she may be hitting through the trees. She may be hitting, so he has to move out of the way. See, we can't just have him standing in one place and shooting arrow. That's not possible. That will make the entire movie boring.
What bugs me of that, the arrow grip, the string grip they used is very much inspired from the Mahabharata serial, the two-finger string grip. It is very much wrong, actually. This always actually come into my face because I've read the Dhanurveda. That's why these things make me angry a little bit. But
That must be like the lost Dhanurvidya art, no? That we don't have in Kalyug anymore. But you know what my big problem with Ranbir Kapoor is? Because there are two sides of Shriram. There is the Sushil side of him, but there's also the side of him that gets angry at Varun Dev standing at Rameshwaram, right? Okay, how dare you not give way to me? And then you have to channel not just him as Ram, but also him as Narayan himself, because that is when he says, how dare you not do this? I have made you. I don't see Ranbir Kapoor being able to pull all of those scenes out.
No, I think dialogue there will matter more.
मुझे और एक संदेह है कि वो कैसी भाषा का प्रयोग करेंगे.
Exactly.
यदि उसमें उर्दू घुसाया तो मैं घुसा दूंगा उसको. पहली बात. दूसरा है कि यदि शुद्ध हिंदी का प्रयोग करते हैं तो क्या इन अभिनेताओं में शुद्ध हिंदी बोलने की क्षमता है? वो शुद्ध हिंदी बोल पाते हैं? वो भी एक विषय है.
Forget about Abhineta doing Shuddh Hindi. Will the audience understand Shuddh Hindi? Will they be able to appreciate?
अरे नहीं, ये कोई बात नहीं है.
महावतार नरसिम्हा में तो समझ गए.
अरे
महावतार नरसिम्हा में भी समझे, बाहुबली में भी लोग समझे,
वहाँ पे भी समझ लेंगे.
बाहुबली में भी शुद्ध हिंदी का ही प्रयोग हुआ है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि लोग नहीं समझते. पर मुझे इन अभिनेताओं की हिंदी के उच्चारण पर विश्वास नहीं है. जैसे छावा में कुछ अजय देवगन के स्वर में कुछ एकालाप था, तो वो युद्ध को युद्ध कह रहे. मतलब इस प्रकार से यदि बोलेंगे ना तो वो पूरा बर्बाद हो जाएगा. पूरा आप संवाद को बिगाड़ देंगे.
I have a question for you guys. Do you think they'll have an English version of it? Like not in Hindi, but in
Absolutely.
English version.
Yeah, of course they will have.
Yes, they will release it internationally.
So how do you think that will sound? Because the same
Lot of
person
the English,
Like Bahubali? No, it will sound like Bahubali because they do it with Indian actors. If they didn't do it with Indian actors, it would be more apt. But these sorts of movies are dubbed with Indian actors speaking in English. And with Bahubali, it was pretty good. Salar, though, I watched in English only because the Hindi one didn't. Yeah, I watched Salar in English. It was pretty brilliant. English voiceover scene of India is so good, and it's so much better than the Hindi dubbing industry, and about 20 years ahead of the Bengali dubbing industry. I was astonished. Beautiful dubbing for the English version of Salar. But I have another concern as well.
Yeah.
No, but one thing I wanted to mention before I forget about that again, because when far back.
Okay, go ahead.
Slevin was mentioning about Nepali person playing Sita. At that time, there was no Nepal. There was not like Nepal, Bharat. Like everything was Bharat, right? We are creating these new things. And the people like traveled all over the place. Like ऊपर नीचे सारे जगह जाते थे.
Yeah.
Right. So
but what do you expect? The genetic makeup of the people during that time and today's people, they don't even look similar.
Forget about not exactly, definitely not the same. Like the people today, a lot of people in Bihar.
No. My point with Nepal.
Warriors. I'm like no.
My point with Nepal is what Slevin is saying. that's what should have been done. For this reason, it should have been an
Yeah,
international
political
collaboration. Should have been an
diplomacy.
मैं
invite.
एक
Yeah.
व्यक्ति के प्रश्न का उत्तर दे देता हूँ रियुकू। क्लेश हिंदी भाई आजकल कोई नहीं बतियाता। बात बतियाने की नहीं है, बात है कि जब हम लोग धार्मिक चलचित्र देखते हैं तो उसमें हम शुद्ध हिंदी की अपेक्षा रखते हैं। आज भी वो जो आदि पुरुष में जिस प्रकार के संवाद लिखे थे ना, तेरी जलेगी और ये सब, वो सब नहीं चलेगा।
What the
उसमें
hell was
अच्छी
that?
हिंदी का
What the hell?
अच्छी हिंदी की अपेक्षा रखते हैं लोग।
I was like, what the hell was he speaking?
No, it is extremely cringe. Fuck me. Because
like in Kalki, Amitabh Bachchan's character had so much gravitas simply because वो समय के थे तो उनकी भाषा भी वैसी थी.
No,
That was a big part of his gravitas.
But you look at Brahmastra. That was I was like, what the hell is wrong with this movie? Like, who wrote this script? Like, seriously, all those people are ancient
I
people
know.
who kept the astras. Like, why are you talking like you're from Sadak ki gali type? Like, what nonsense?
और देखिए, ये जो बोल रहे हैं ना कि आजकल शुद्ध हिंदी कोई नहीं बोलता, जिस प्रकार की खालिश उर्दू बॉलीवुड में प्रयोग की जाती थी वो भी कोई नहीं बोलता था। पर आपको थोड़ा सा प्रचार करना पड़ता है,
हाँ.
तब जाकर आपकी भाषा लोगों तक पहुंचती है।
अगर
वो
आपको
भी
शुद्ध
प्रयास
हिंदी
होना
चाहिए,
चाहिए।
अजीत भारती को देखिए ना, उनकी हिंदी देखिए जरा।
You misunderstood me. I'm talking about vocabulary. Some of the bigger vocabulary people may not know. Like, I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Okay, so for example, you take this. What's that Maniratnam movie he made that Tamil epic, a two-part.
Ponniyin Selvan.
Ponniyin Selvan, right? So I understand Tamil quite reasonably well. Okay, it's not like I don't understand. But when I went to the theater and I watched Ponniyin Selvan, it's extremely difficult Tamil, like really old, like classical Tamil it was, and it is difficult to follow. Especially when you're not used to it on a regular basis. So, and you have like a fast-paced show, TV. Like, because if it is a series, you can slowly pause and say, "Oh, उन्होंने क्या बोला था? क्या शब्द उच्चारण किए थे?" But when you're going through a movie fast, you may miss something, and you may you have to go 3-4 times. Okay, maybe that was a smart way to get people to come to the movie again. But
no, what would be the best? Do you know what is going to be a best move if they dub it in Sanskrit as well?
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Let's see. That would be best.
Who will watch it?
Or Sanskrit is
Yeah,
Who will watch it?
I will watch it.
Sorry? No, dub in what? I didn't get the point.
Dub in Sanskrit.
Sanskrit, in Sanskrit. Yeah, they should try it. Again, देखिए, चलचित्रों को हमें अपनी संस्कृति को आगे बढ़ाने के रूप में देखना चाहिए और उसमें भाषा भी आती है। तो मेरा तो सबसे पहले मत है कि आपको एकदम शुद्ध क्लेश हिंदी का भी प्रयोग करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। मेरी हिंदी यदि कोई सुने तो कोई कहेगा कि इसको समझ में नहीं आ रही है। मैंने
Actually, I want to declare to Ryuku on this. Director in Bengali is called Sanchalak or Padichalak. You don't need Didarshak or something. You can
in Hindi it's called निर्देशक जो निर्देशन करता है।
Nirdeshak, Sanchalak, Padichalak, these things can have simple.
Yeah, we have lots of.
You don't need.
No, I agree with.
Okay, guys. Wait. We will have to. Wait. We will have to bring the discussion back to Mahavatar a little, because we have still not asked Mushin's opinions on it. But first, I just want to remind you all that a lot of people were, let's say, worried about Sridhar Raghavan doing the dialogues for Ramayana, and I just want you all to remember that again. Sridhar Raghavan is probably one of the top 3 most talented scriptwriters in Bollywood. अब उनको तुम जिस डायरेक्शन में धक्का दोगे वहां पे वो लिखना वैसे चालू कर देगा, क्योंकि देखो सिर्फ शब्द चयन ही तो सिर्फ स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग का अंग नहीं है, उसमें तो आफ्टर ऑल एक टाइटनेस, एक फ्लो होना है, एक कॉन्वर्सेशन का फील निकलना है, वो सब है। तो देखो इस आदमी ने क्या क्या फिल्मों का डायलॉग लिखा है, देखो सब फिल्में जो कि बेस्ट है इंडिया के इतिहास में, खाकी, दीवार, अपहरण, ब्लफमास्टर, फैमिली, और फिर वहां पे वॉर।
So scary man. पठान, जवान, क्या है भाई?
वही है ना, ये देखो ये सब मूवी में क्या था,
दम मारो दम।
ये सब मूवी में उनको उतना हाई बजट मूवी था नहीं था, बढ़िया काम कर रहे थे। क्रिमिनल जस्टिस तो बहुत ही पॉपुलर सीरीज है। हाँ, मैं सीरियस।
एन्नई अरिंदल, I have checked this word. Ennai Arindal. What is this Tamil film?
Yeah, it's a very very popular film. And no, these movies, so I really like Bluffmaster. Bluffmaster is one of the best movies ever made. Aparhan is a great movie. Diwar is a great movie. Khaki is a great movie. And this movie, this series, कहाँ गया? Criminal Justice is really liked by young Indian lawyers. तो उसके बाद से उनको हाई बजट मूवी मिलना शुरू होता है. देखो 15 के बाद सीधा 2019 वहां से अब भोसरी वाले मूवी का डायलॉग लिखना शुरू करते हैं वो.
Dude, he wrote
जिनके लिए
CID,
उनको
man. He wrote CID. Go the first one, CID.
So he's a genius when
that-
Daya Darwaza Todo.
Yeah, so that takes some serious skills because he is doing what the director and the producers are asking him to do. तो यहाँ पे अगर
मुझे
डायरेक्टर
लगता है ना-
प्रोड्यूसर बोले कि एपिक लिखो तो एपिक लिखेगा श्रीधर राघवन. उसके पेट में विद्या है, दिमाग में विद्या है, निकालने का
भाई,
डिमांड होना चाहिए.
इस व्यक्ति ने पता नहीं यही था या और कोई नहीं वो श्रीराम राघवन थे. हाँ, मैं गलती कर गया. मुझे यहाँ पे ना भारत में ना जब लोगों के पास पैसा आता है ना वो पता नहीं उल्टा काम करने लगते. मतलब जब पैसा नहीं रहता तो अच्छा काम करते हैं और जब पैसा रहता तो उल्टा काम करते. पता नहीं क्यों, क्योंकि एक वो एलिटिज्म का मानसिकता है कि हमको ऐसा बनना है, ऐसे व्यवहार करना है, क्योंकि बॉलीवुड वाले अंग्रेजी और उर्दू को बढ़ावा देते तो वैसा बनना है. मतलब या भाषा की नहीं है आचरण में, और इसीलिए वो अपने गुणों को बिगाड़ देते.
No, it's not about money. It's about your circle. As you get richer, the certain kinds of people get attracted to you.
अरे लेकिन काफी समय आ जाएगा ये पर डिस्कशन.
नहीं अभी महाअवतार नरसिम्हा पर बात करिए, जो जिससे आप विचार लेने वाले थे दादा, वो ले लीजिए.
हाँ, वहां पे लौटते हैं. तो फिर मुझिन बोलो, तुमने मूवी देखा क्या?
Yes, I've seen the movie. I went in and took a look at the movie. And from the animation perspective, I will give it 100 out of 10. It was flawless. Just as I envisioned Narasimha Swami in my head, in my imagination, he appeared in just exactly in that way. My problem is, unlike Rishab mentioned, is with the dialogues actually. The dialogues, I think, especially at the end, when the climax happens, when Hiranyakashipu dies in the lap of Narasimha Swami, and he goes on a rampage. Then, I think Narad Swami asks Indradev something that to stop him, and he says literally this. I'm quoting Indradev here. मैं तो स्वर्ग का राजा हूँ, आप क्या मुझे स्वर्ग के राजा के पद से हटाकर स्वर्गवासी बनाना चाहते हैं? And I found it extremely cringe, actually.
That does sound cringe.
That line was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was, I think, the only hilarious line.
They're like, it's getting too serious. Let's add something really out of the
ordinary.
Yeah,
out of the blue, it was out of the blue sort of a hilarious scene.
And on this, I have something to say that yes, in Gaudiya Vaishnava traditions and many other Vaishnava traditions, the Vedic pentagon, which is called like Indra, Mitra, Varuna, Rudra, and Yama. The Vedic pentagon are shown as demigods, as mentioned before. So in Vaishnava Theology, Vishnu, who was one of the 12 Adityas, takes the leading position. So that's why to show him in a brighter light, the Purankars actually have shrunk the characters of the Vedic pentagon, the Vedic characters in a one way that I do not like personally. That is my personal opinion. I do not have any kind of reach or quarrel with the Vaishnava tradition, but that thing I did not like. And apart from that, when Narad Muni asked Mahalakshmi to stop Narasimha Swami, then also she said that she's getting afraid, she's getting scared of Narasimha Swami. I think that is not according to the Purana.
मुझे एक बात याद है इसमें, जो नरसिम्हा जी का महालक्ष्मी के साथ एक चित्र लगाई जाती है तेलुगु घरों में, मैंने बहुत देखा है. अरविंद समेता वीर राघव, जिसका अर्थ है कि महालक्ष्मी समेत ये स्वामी नरसिंह, क्योंकि स्वामी नरसिंह बहुत ही क्रोधित हो चुके थे, आवेशित हो चुके थे, अस्थिर हो चुके थे, तो महालक्ष्मी उनके पास बैठती और उनको शांत करती. ऐसा मैंने सुना है.
That's a traditional thought, but actually, it's a fun story. If you want, I can talk on this, because in Vaishnava tradition, Narasimha Swami goes on a rampage and Prahlad calms him down. But in Shaiva tradition, Narasimha Swami goes on a rampage and Lord Shiva took the form of Sharaveshwara. Sharaveshwara comes down as Lord Shiva and then takes down Narasimha Swami. And after that, in Shakta tradition, Sharaveshwara goes on a rampage and Pratyangira Devi, the lion-headed goddess, comes down and calms both of them down. And after that, again in Vaishnava tradition, to topple all of them, Gandhaverunda comes, a 1,000-handed beast in the form of Mahavishnu, and then comes the rampage altogether. Actually, if you think about this in a sectarian perspective, it is a game of toppling the previous one to come up, and actually it's kind of to come up with I have a force. No, my God is bigger than you. No, my God is bigger than you. In one way.
See,
but in but actually, let me complete this. Actually, in a spiritual point of view, I think people forget these gods and these symbologies have a very tantric meaning. The tantric and spiritual meaning of this is actually are overlooked by the directors or the storytellers or the Purankars, and that's why people sometimes misrepresent this kind of stories.
मैंने प्रतीक बोराडे से सुना है कि अब ये कितना सटीक है या नहीं पता नहीं, पर आप लोग बता सकते हैं, आप लोग पढ़े हैं इस विषय में, कि प्रतीक बोराडे कहते हैं कि पुराण जो है वो प्रतीकात्मक कथा है, उसको आप क्या बोलते हैं, उसको आप एकदम शाब्दिक अर्थ में मत समझिए, वो प्रतीकात्मक है कि आपकी मानसिकता कैसे चलती है या आपकी चेतना की स्थिति क्या होती है, उस पर
वो भी नहीं। पुराण का सारा कहानियां सिर्फ जो साधना होता था बहुत से संप्रदायों के अंदर, जो गुप्त साधना होता था, उसको जनसाधारण के सामने लेकर आने के लिए इनको इस तरह की कहानियां, इतिहास को समेट कर बनाया गया था। ये असल में पुराण तो एक्चुअली रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट, कंप्लीटली स्पिरिचुअल टेक्स्ट in the heart of them. People to take them literally, and that's why these kind of weird conceptions they bring out. But
okay. Wait, Mysore is in Karnataka, right?
Yes.
Mysore is in Karnataka. Now, this word Gandhaberunda, I never heard of it until Gaudiya Warrior started talking about it. This word doesn't sound Bengali at all. Does this word make any sense in Kannada or Tulu?
Gandhaberunda.
This used to be the emblem for Bengal as well. Some royal families of Bengal, I think.
No, Kannadiga, I think. Sena went to Bengal and took them with them. This concept, I guess.
That's why.
Yes.
Mushin, what do you think of my personal conspiracy theory that the last time I mentioned this, people pushed back so hard, I'm feeling almost ashamed to bring this up. But it is my pet conspiracy theory that there was such strong cultural exchanges between the coastal areas of India that Porluya means beautiful in Tulu, and we have a place called Purulia where people again dress up in masks and depict different mythological stories and depict different gods and do a sort of a dance drama, and they kind of look like the Bhutakola dancers of Karnataka. Is there a connection? Yeah, Purulia, Porluya. Is there a connection?
Porluya is in Karnataka, right?
Yeah, that's not a place. It means beautiful in Kannada or Tulu, I think. That's why the name. That's why the song Va Porluya in Kantara. And we have a place called Purulia, the word which makes no sense in Bengali. It has no Sanskrit root, I think. But we have a place called Purulia which has those sorts of face mask dancers.
Yeah, I think I do not know about history of Purulia in very detail, but I think there is a point in your question, and I think there might be a connection. There might not be, because our human brain seeks patterns in everything. So as Senas came from Karnataka, but that is the truth.
Yeah.
So we can't deny their influence, cultural influence on Bengal. So there might be some truth in there. I'm not sure about it. But apart from that,
they were the leftover Dravidians who were not able to escape the Aryan conquest,
who survived the Aryans. Yeah.
I want to address this thing. Here to Learn said this. There's a whole lot of shameful stories in the Puranas, like extramarital affairs of Brahaspati's wife and Chandra. First of all, see, again, this shameful, not shameful is a very modern concept. Okay, you take, for example, the curse on what's his name, Pandu and his wives. Why is that curse?
This is Victorian.
He's very Victorian. Like look at the curse on Pandu. Why is the curse there? Because he literally kills priest and not the guru and his wife. They're in the
Copulating
form
couple.
of,
He kills a copulating couple. That's it.
yeah, exactly. He literally kills them, and then they curse him because, and they say you will die the same way that way we died in copulation, and then they literally cannot copulate, and then they can't. And
अरे
what's the name? Pandu and his wife can't even control themselves, and that's why they die. They end up.
वाल्मीकि रामायण में भी जो अहिल्या क्या तो नाम था उनका, जिनको पत्थर बना देते या क्या तपस्या में बैठा देते, उनको श्राप मिलता है क्योंकि वो इंद्र के साथ साधु वेश में आता है इंद्र, और उनके साथ संबंध बनाती है या व्याभिचार करती है।
अहल्या कांड, गौतम एंड अहल्या।
Alia,
हाँ, तो
अहिल्या
उसमें
देवी।
भी तो व्याभिचार और अडल्ट्री की बात की गई है, एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर की बात की गई है। तो
अरे ये
उसमें
सब
शेमफुल क्या है? मानवता में होता है ये तो, पर
Yeah,
उसको गलत दिखाना चाहिए जो कि दिखाया गया है रामायण में। अब पुराणों में कैसा दिखाया गया मैं नहीं जानता।
No, about the Purana story about the Chandrama and the Mercury being the son of Chandrama and not of Virashpati, that is actually an astrological phenomenon. In astrology, that is used as a reference for calculations. It is not actually something to be taken literally. I know this because I studied some astrology, some
you
Jyotisha.
know,
It is a
there's
Jyotisha concept.
the story of Soma falling into Agni, right? This one, I can't remember the exact story, okay? But do you know in the Philippines there's the same thing? Soma, the sperm falls into Agni there also. They are the same concept. Same story has gone there and has been perceived as not unholy. But here we are like, oh, it looks all disgusting, it is gross, and it is so sexual. Why are we so upset?
अरे ये Victorian mentality है ये पूरा का
Yeah.
पूरा। और अगर
By the way, guys,
regarding the
I had something to add to the controversy here. I'm just fueling more stuff into the fire. Abhay, I'm asking you this, okay? You've heard of Ramprasad Sen, right? The legendary Kali Bhakt and poet, composer. Now, his name was Ramprasad Sen, so I'm guessing he's a descendant of Kannadigas. But his famous song, Mago Tara O Shankari, the very second and third lines are, কোন অভিচারে আমার ওপর করলে দুঃখের ডিক্রি জারি। Now, decree jari is absolutely British because the British would go around declaring decrees on different people, DECREE. So, being a poet who wants to be relevant to colloquial Bengalis and colloquial Bengali speaking Bengalis, he writes the line, Ma, why did you jari a decree on me? Do you think that sort of language is acceptable? And would that be equivalent to Adipurusha's attempts at being relevant? What do you all think? First, let's
तुम्ही
start with
আমার
Abhay.
ওপরে করলে डिग्री जारी।
Yeah.
सच बोलूं तो मुझे थोड़ा विचित्र लगता है ये डिग्री सुन के। मुझे लगता है, अब किसी और को ठीक लग सकता है।
Yeah.
पर देखिए, वो आदि पुरुष में ना उन्होंने अति कर दी थी। तेल तेरे बाप का, ये तेरे बाप का, जलेगी भी तेरी बाप की, ये कैसा संवाद है? हनुमान जी को ऐसे संवाद बोलते हुए दिखाओगे तुम?
Seriously. And what did he say? He said, I did it to make it relatable. Like, what is, are you dumb?
इंस्टाग्राम रील चल रहा है क्या? क्या चल रहा है? तो कोई तो भाषा की कोई तो मर्यादा रखो। मतलब खुद को भाषा में गंभीरता होनी चाहिए।
Don't the actors say, what the hell are you giving me? What are you asking me to say? Like, not one actor said, what the fuck are you giving me to say?
No, how do you know that how do you know it wasn't some actor who said that, no, let's put this in. Let's be cool, let's be relevant, bro. Why are you putting backdated stuff? No one will understand, bro.
आप विश्वास नहीं करेंगे, जिसने वो संवाद लिखे आदि पुरुष में, वो वही है जिसने बाहुबली में हिंदी संवाद लिखे।
Yes.
मनोज मुंतशिर।
That's because
सोच के बहुत दुख होता है।
नहीं,
क्या सोच के लिखे थे? क्या भांग खा के लिखे थे या माल फूक के लिखे थे?
No, because Rajmouli is very controlling of his product. He doesn't let anyone do whatever they want. That was more because of Rajmouli than because of him. I'm telling you, that's more
Exactly.
because of the director.
That is what I'm talking. Yeah. That is what I'm saying about Sridhar Raghavan as well. कि नमित मल्होत्रा अगर ठीक से काम करने दिया, फिर बोला कि ऐसे करो, तब हो जाएगा, तब बहुत बढ़िया काम होगा। मुझे तो लग रहा है कि नमित मल्होत्रा ही नहीं, नमित मल्होत्रा का से लग रहा है नीतीश तिवारी के ऊपर। नमित मल्होत्रा का
राजमौली की बात की ना अभी आनंद ने, तो एक गीत है RRR में, वो क्या वरुण ग्रोवर, वो बहुत ही बड़ा वामपंथी व्यक्ति है और मुझे नहीं लगता वो अपने मन से इस प्रकार के गीत लिखेगा हिंदी में। तो उसने एक गीत लिखा था, क्या तो RRR में ही हिंदी उसका जो हिंदी संस्करण, मैं गीत का नाम भूल गया हूँ, पर वो जो एक सीन था जहां पर ये संभवतः ये NTR का जो चरित्र है वो वचन देता है आलिया भट्ट के चरित्र को, क्या डमरू या क्या कुछ करके कुछ शब्द रहते, वो मुझे लगा ही नहीं कि वो वरुण ग्रोवर जैसा व्यक्ति दिख रहा है।
He's a good wordsmith. He's a good wordsmith. You just need you need guidance. See, if you're a good director and you give guidance to your the people who are working with you, they can produce great stuff. Because they're the guidance.
मैं यहाँ पर उसकी क्षमता की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, उसकी भावना की बात कर रहा हूँ, भाव की बात कर रहा हूँ।
It doesn't matter. You look at what's his name. You look at Kamal Hassan. You look at his old films. Okay, you should see some of the films he has done. It is very dharmic. The problem is that just because someone is Vampanthy doesn't mean they can't be guided in the right direction. The problem is that
he can be guided in the right direction. I'm saying for a person like him, his intent would not have been so. Or a person who has an intent like him, I could never imagine him writing such stuff.
You would be surprised. You'd be surprised.
But he did it for payment, for money. He did it. Simple as that. He got paid well and he did it.
No, I'll tell you one thing. You should see some of the old Tamil movies during the DK, DMK power, like really powerful times they were. You see some of the Tamil movies that were about bhakti. So well written. Like you literally, the Karuna would come flying out of the page.
ये देखो ये संवाद देखो, ये क्या संवाद है, चल भाग जा यहाँ से, बहुत देर से देख लिया तेरा बंदरनाथ, क्या है ये सब।
Actually, I have one thought about this based on this conversation. Maybe then it's a good thing if Namit Malhotra has some say over the dialogues, right? Because he's worked with Hollywood for such a long time. Maybe he can control those tendencies that Indian scriptwriters have. Just a thought.
It can go both ways. It can go both ways. It can go both ways, especially because of, I think, Nandish's example of Kantara. Kantara was Urduized Hindi because Kantara directors thought it has to be relevant to people who usually look at Hindi films, and ours is a low budget, first time director, nobody has heard of Rishab Shetty, why take so much risk? So let it be normal Hindi. Although I don't think it was very, Anandish, I would disagree that it was very Urduized because Bollywood films are more Urduized than Kantara's translation. Kantara was still pretty good.
Definitely.
मैं इस विषय पर कहना चाहूंगा, जो साउथ के डब फिल्म्स होते हैं ना हिंदी में, वो कम उर्दूआइज्ड हो, ये मैंने बहुत ध्यान से मैंने सुना है उनकी हिंदी। ये जो सोच है ना कि संस्कृत निष्ठ या नॉन उर्दूआइज्ड हिंदी नहीं चलेगी, मैं इस सोच को गलत मानता हूँ। बहुत बढ़िया चले, लोग चेष्टा नहीं करते।
No, then let's ask other Mushin and Anand's opinion as well on Ramprasad Sen, a legendary from I think 1700s or 1600s, Mushin, a Bengali poet. So him using a phrase like "Kolle dikri jari" and talking to Makam
I think you should bring DS. I think you should bring DS 1234's comment here if you can find it. It's a bit upwards.
Yes.
Does anyone know what is the M word here mentioned? The Hindi-speaking people, I'm asking. Anand, do you know what M word means?
Wait, your voice broke.
No,
your voice broke. Can you repeat?
Yeah. Does anyone know what the M word mentioned in this comment means?
Thank God I don't know. Thank you.
M word means Magi.
No.
Magi.
But Magi was not a Gali back then.
Magi
was not a Gali back then.
No idea what's Magi.
Magi means a woman, a young woman actually. In very much colloquial informal terms.
Magi did not mean a... Did Magi mean a Gali back then?
Yeah. It meant a Gali. It means an unmarried woman. Unmarried young woman who is about to be married.
Acha. Yes. Okay, then go ahead. Tell me what you think of Ramprasad using these words.
Now about Dikri, I think Dikri, Ramprasad actually before becoming a sadhaka used to work in an English, clerical house as a clerk or something. I think that's where he got to learn these kind of words, and I think as it is said in the comment, Ramprasad did this as from an extremely intricate point of bhakti. So in Bhakti,
Obviously.
if you think Ramprasad's language is crap, I think you should listen to Bama Kappa when he used to worship Mata.
Yeah.
You literally bleed from your ears. There's a saying in
Right.
Bengali about the Tantra Sadhakas that in Bengali I'm saying বাংলা তন্ত্র সাধকদের মুখ হলো খাটা পায়খানা আর মনটা হলো সোনার খনি. Which means the Bengali tantrics have a mouth which is of latrine, which reeks of latrine, but their heart is of gold mine. You can see this among all kinds of great Kola sadhakas in Bengal. They will swear left, right, and center. They will swear like sailors in front of you when they're teaching you, when they are instructing you. And if you make any mistake, they will literally beat your ass. I've seen this. So, in case of from a bhakti point of view, I think it is not in good faith for us to judge these sadhakas because they simply couldn't give a fuck.
Would you
think,
no, I mean, are you having a bias towards Ramprasad in favor of Ramprasad Sen because he is from 200 years back? Would you accept, let's say today, a guy who has, let's say, who is a poet of today, has chapri hairstyle, actually even rides a Duke 200 maybe, but is a devout Kali Bhakt, and again uses 3-4 English words in his song that he wrote for Ma Kali in Bengali? Would you have the same reverence for him?
Do you want the truth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I will not. I'm sorry. I'm very much biased towards Ramprasad.
Then how do we differentiate? How do we know Ramprasad was a true Bhakt and this guy isn't?
Because
with a body of work, maybe the entire collection.
Because his peers and his shishas, his disciples, the line of sadhana that he left behind, his lineage speaks for himself.
Because he's still relevant 200 years later. And I think that is the crux of the issue of Adi Purush. I don't think it's the language.
Niranjan, the one thing I might add that even today people make this kind of small English additions in poems about Sri Krishna, Sri Radha, and Instagram. We find this a lot. It is not that it has gone away today. It is still there. I think it is more now because people make. I've seen small children studying in class 7, 8, 9, 4, 5. They are making poems about Sri Krishna, Ma Durga in Bengal, and using all kinds of English words in there. So it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, even for me, like प्रार्थना करते समय मैं भी please बोल देता हूँ कई बार. So that's exactly. I think the issue here is the problem with Adi Purush was not that they weren't true to the source material. Like even the Japanese anime Ramayana showed Sri Ram killing Ravan with a sword. That would have been outright blasphemy, or as close as we can get to it. The point here was the Astha with which that was made versus the Astha with which Adi Purush was made. यहाँ पे cool बनने जा रहे थे. And everyone could, very subconsciously, subliminally feel that lack of Astha.
Exactly.
I think
वही
Indians
exactly.
वो लगा ठीक से.
सबको दिख गया कि cool बनने की कोशिश कर रहे थे.
हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं ना, कोई एक कारण होता है इन बातों का. नहीं, कोई एक कारण नहीं होता है, बहुत सारे कारण मिल के कारण. जैसे जैसे मैंने भाषा का उदाहरण दिया, तो यदि मान लीजिए संगीत अच्छा रखते और वो जो कथा सुना रहे उसके प्रति श्रद्धा रखते, तो भाषा को लोग थोड़ा सा अनदेखा कर देते. मान लीजिए भाषा शुद्ध रखते परंतु चित्रों में कुछ इधर उधर होता तो लोग चित्र नकार देते. पर अब सब कुछ में अशुद्धि है, भाषा भी घटिया, आप जिस प्रकार के पोशाक दिखा रहे वो भी घटिया, आपका संगीत फिर भी थोड़ा ढंग का दिया था, पर और आपके चरित्र भी आपने जिस प्रकार से दिखाए हैं वो अच्छा नहीं है. तो आप सब प्रकार से कट रहे हैं.
वही है ना. उसका मूलभूत क्या था? उसका मूलभूत तो यही था ना कि हनुमान जी को जो एक दैव्य स्थल देना था वो ये लोग नहीं दिए. वो आस्था नहीं थी, इसीलिए.
There's one singer who every single person who does reels of Bhagwan keeps using. Brodavi rapped in Atma Rama.
Brodavi, yeah.
Brodavi. He did 2-3
Atma Rama, yes.
You look at the way he did it. It is
he's awesome. He's awesome.
Unorthodox, completely different. But everyone uses it. Everyone uses it now. Why? Because you could feel it literally. It's so relatable to how you feel when you're singing your, if you're
Yeah.
you feel it.
Even though the lyrics were English rap, the message that was coming through was great. Like, is that one line about, we ain't we're not pacifist, we ain't that calm. Like, that you have to have in Devi Sadhana. So that is exactly what was missing from Adipurush, and that is why we didn't like it.
No, you take even the
Adipurush is just bad. Adipurush has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. It's a fucking shit movie. It needs to be forgotten from our.
ये बात सच है, ये एकदम 100 रुपए वाली बात की है, 100 करोड़ वाली बात.
Wait, you know when I knew it was very bad was when they released the song. They released the song.
Okay.
All it had was Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. That's all. What is your bhavna beyond that? Why do you love Ram? What is the specific thing? I'm just going to screaming this thing non-stop in my song. That is not what bhavna is from. You look at every great poet. They talk about aspects of their Bhagwan that they love. Their own, that's relatable to them. Every great poet does this. But this is nothing.
And contrast that with the song that was played in the teaser of Ramayana.
Yes. So beautiful. I mean, she had an odd accent, but look at her voice. You could listen to the love that she had in that voice that you're singing it. It is odd, but
Yeah,
CRM.
Anyway, दादा ने 10 बार बोला था कम से कम.
It's like some Western Hindu basically singing.
एक मैं बताता हूँ, ये आनंद ने कुछ कवियों की बात की थी कि किस प्रकार से हम अपने देवताओं का या भगवानों का वर्णन करते थे. यदि आप वो गीत सुने, गांधी वाला नहीं, जो मूल गीत है, वो क्या नाम था, रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम, सुंदर विग्रह मेघ श्याम, कितने, हाँ, उसका वर्णन देखिए. सुंदर विग्रह, मूर्ति, मेघ मतलब मेघा, बादल जैसे, श्याम वर्ण के, कितने अच्छे से वर्णन किया.
तो ये
वो श्याम वर्ण को भी सुंदरता दिखा. हाँ,
yeah, I think majority of Hindus are Charvak
would have accepted Charvak.
Of course. Actually, people make this mistake that actually in Manusmriti also the people who do not believe in the Vedas are given the punishment of boycott, nothing else. Please boycott the non-believers, nothing else.
Manusmriti, the biggest punishments are for Brahmins who don't follow being a Brahmin properly. Pour hot oil, pour hot metal. Like you get to basically the Brahmin kill himself at some point in time. Like literally horrible shit that the Brahmins go through. Like who wants to follow this book unless they really committed to their duty?
यदि ब्राह्मण मनुस्मृति पढ़ लेगा तो वो बोलेगा मुझे ब्राह्मण नहीं रहना है भाई, मैं ब्राह्मण कुल में जन्मा क्यों, मुझे अभी ब्राह्मणत्व से हटाओ भाई, मुझे आज से ब्राह्मण वर्ण त्यागना.
Can I just make a larger point about this? I think this is an understudied topic. Hinduism में हमारे धर्म में हमेशा there was an ideal and there was a reality and there was always a push and pull between that. ये आज भी सच है या 2000 साल पहले भी सच था, and no one wants to accept this fact. अगर like all the Sanatani economists जो हैं उनसे पूछो भैया तुम एक बात बताओ, तुम्हारे को अगर वापस वेद काल में जाना है as the Manusmriti has mentioned, तो क्या, do you understand what that entails? Brahmins will be locked out of the workforce. वो लोग को भीखों पे मतलब whatever the good word for that is उस पे रहना पड़ेगा. तुम 90% of the people in this country will have to be relegated to भिक्षा से जो मिलेगा उसी में रहना पड़ेगा. तुम्हारे कुछ जो राजाएं हैं उन पे इतनी पाबंदियां लग जाएंगी पॉलिटिशियंस पे, सिर्फ वैश्य ही बिजनेस कर सकते हैं और बाकी सब आईटी वर्कर्स बन जाएंगे. तुम ऐसा देश चाहते हो?
तो वही दिखता है, ये तो वैश्य सुप्रीमेसिस्ट टेक्स्ट है मनुस्मृति लग रहा है. सबसे मजे का जिंदगी वैश्य को दिया है, सबके लिए
इसमें सब
रिगड़ है.
ये हमारे लोगों ने लिखवाया था, हमारे लोगों ने षड्यंत्र करा के लिखवाया था.
वही तो मैं बोलता हूँ, मनुस्मृति इज नॉट अ ब्राह्मणिकल टेक्स्ट, इट इज अ टेक्स्ट रिटन बाय द लोअर कास्ट टू कंट्रोल द ब्राह्मण्स. लोग ये समझते नहीं है.
अरे you look at the structure of the Manusmritic world, right? The Brahmin will live at the outskirts of the city. He will in a small shack, okay, and he will walk around the city begging the daan ke liye. Whatever little food he gets from the society, he has to go home and cook on his own. He can't even eat other people's food. Other people cannot give him food, cooked food. He has to cook his own food every day. And
रिलक्टेंटली देना है, रिलक्टेंटली देना है, मजे से नहीं देना है, रिलक्टेंटली नहीं देगा तो नहीं पाएंगे.
और सबके लिए यज्ञ करना है, सबके लिए यज्ञ करना है. There are so many different types of yajna. For everyone it would yajna you're going to do on demand. You can't, and
the moment you're not useful to society any longer, you go into the forest and die.
हाँ हो गया बस उतना ही.
बेटा हो गया है.
निरंजन दा, can you bring Shahproj's comment?
Yeah, wait. कहाँ गया? Yeah, this one, right?
Yes. These are the 6 words suitable for. I forgot 2 of them. I got his comment. These are the 6 words suitable for a Brahmana. You can do yajna for someone else. You can direct a yajna. You can be a professor. Means you can be a professor at a university. You can do research work. You can take donations and you can give donations. These are the 6 works that a Brahmin can do only.
Yes.
So अगर ब्राह्मणिकल सिस्टम आ गया मनुस्मृति का, तो उसमें प्रोफेसर्स और साइंटिस्ट ब्राह्मण बनेंगे और कोई साइंटिस्ट और प्रोफेसर नहीं बन पाएंगे. ठीक है.
Yes.
And all the CPI commie guys will all be like basically I can't be a Brahmin. Cannot be.
Okay, Avinab has asked a painful question. What if Bengali Tollywood makes a Ramayana? How will that be?
भाई इस प्रकार की अशुभ बातें मत किया करो. क्यों इस प्रकार की अशुभ बातें क्यों करते हो?
But I think
I hope they do and I hope it turns out well, to be honest.
नहीं अशुभ बातें मत किया करो. ये अशुभ बातें है. अभी के लिए तो अशुभ है.
Let's see Karnataka Ramayana. It might be quite good. Karnataka.
No, I think on a serious note, I think every state should do their own versions of Ramayana for the bigger screen. In my opinion.
I love competition, but इसमें बंगाल को मत उतारो भाई. Oh my God. पूरा राज्य का मजाक बनने वाला.
आसाम कर सकते हैं रामायण.
आसाम का होगा. आसाम के अच्छे टेक्निकल फील्ड में बहुत बढ़िया लोग आजकल निकल आए हैं. अब पैसा भी है उनके पास. आसाम से अच्छा हो जाएगा, उड़ीसा से अच्छा हो जाएगा.
राम कौन बनेगा सोच रही है, वो ठीक करो पहले. श्री राम कौन बनेगा?
प्रोशनजीत, obviously. Who else do we? प्रोशनजीत और बादशाह मोहित्र में.
हेमंत बिस्व शर्मा.
Again आबिर.
नहीं अरे वो क्या नाम था उसका? क्या नाम था उसका? क्या भट्टाचार्य? अनिर्बान भट्टाचार्य. हाँ.
Body नहीं है.
No, but look at what Ruiku said. Ruiku said, would
What was Lord Ram's age when he was sent to Vanvas?
15 years of age.
उनको
if he made a Ramayana, it would beat Communist Manifesto.
No, but Ramayana is a socialist manifesto, man. It is the proletariat beating up the bourgeoisie of Sri Lanka.
Ram is also
What?
Look at it this way, na. Ramayana is the story of an OBC Rajput beating up a Brahmin serial rapist.
ये अच्छा तरीका. अरे मैं बताता हूँ सत्यजीत रे रामायण कैसे बनाते. अब मैं थोड़ा सा बंगालियों के हृदय पर आघात करूंगा कि वो बनाते कि राम वन में है, बहुत गरीबी में जी रहे हैं, खाने के लाले पड़ गए हैं. मतलब मिजरी दिखाते हैं राम कि वो कितने पीड़ा में है, भूखों मर रहे हैं. वैसा कुछ दिखाते.
No, it is true. The Karuna Ras would be better in Satyajit Ray's movies. Karuna Ras.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good way to say poverty porn, na?
Yeah. और वो हमारे नृसिंह भादुड़ी में लिखा है.
Long interludes of this
गरीब रस
scenery, right? Very important.
गरीब रस और करुण रस ही होना है.
Staring to the scenery, very important.
हाँ, वही लास्ट में बोला जाएगा खाने को रोटी नहीं होगा. रावण आके राम को बोलेंगे, उसके बाद बवाल काहे बोले. Okay then, thanks a lot guys.
Okay.
This was a great discussion. Yeah, Mushin, go ahead.
Actually, I have no experience with the Ramayana saga of Ramayana. Did they show bloody battles in the Ramayana? Gaudy bloody battles, blood-soaking battles, blood is coming out from everywhere.
No.
Did they show something like this?
कुछ नहीं
No.
कुछ नहीं.
नहीं होना
It wasn't allowed back
but-
then. It was Doordarshan.
No, I
But
don't
अगर
think
पांच दर्शन होता तब भी देखता.
I don't think Hindus themselves would have tolerated it. I'm telling you, because they were still stuck in that Gandhigiri nonsense
Yes,
in their
yes.
head.
हाँ
They're like,
हाँ.
"अयो, कैसे बोल कर सकते हैं मार कैसे
Of course,
साथ
of
खा
course.
सकते हैं
क्या यहाँ पर
मार
किसी ने
के
moral combat
मार
किया
के
है?
काट के कैसे
moral
फेंक
combat?
दिया.
कैसे फेंक दिया.
हाँ वो बोल देते कि वो तो गॉड लोग हैं उनके लिए अलाउड है हमारे डायरेक्टर
हाँ.
जैसे लोगों के लिए कैसे अलाउड हो सकता
अब
है.
अभी नरसिम्हा में दिखाया, नरसिम्हा में महाअवतार नरसिम्हा में दिखाया तो बहुत लोग प्रश्न करने लग गए कि बच्चों को ले जाना चाहिए या नहीं. इतना हिंसा कैसे दिखा दिया भाई. नरसिम्हा अवतार आकर प्यार से पुचकार कर जाते हिरण्यकश्यप को कि बेटा ऐसा
वो
मत
लायन
करो,
किंग वो लायन किंग
ये
बनाना था
करना
उसको.
पाप है.
सिम्बा
No, but I saw
सिम्बा
some
ये
of the
पाप था.
some of the small some of the scenes I saw where the spine is getting ripped out and all that. I was like, that's a bit much. So I was like, what the hell are you? That's a bit
No, I
too
think
much.
I loved it a lot, actually.
I know. This thing for a kid, for a little kid saying spine getting ripped out. I mean, they could have just kept
That's not the fun part. Actually, after Narasimha Swami ripped off the spine of Hiranyakashipu, literally kicked him and so thrown him out, and he rolled down the stairs. That was more fun.
I
इस पर
understand.
एक मेरा प्रश्न है. ऋषभ हैज बीन कास्टेड इन आनंद मठ. आनंद मठ फिल्म में यदि हिंसा नहीं दिखाया तो कुछ नहीं दिखाया.
ये क्या आनंद मठ
उसमें
क्या है?
हिंसा
Yes.
खुल के दिखानी चाहिए.
आनंद
वो
मठ पे
पूरा
आनंद मठ का तो फंडा है कि भाई आनंद मठ का जो प्रोड्यूसर है उसका जो खुद का पहला बंगाली फिल्म का डायरेक्शन था 45 मिनट लॉन्ग बंगाली फिल्म था उसमें मैंने बैकग्राउंड स्कोर किया था और वो मेरे जिंदगी का पहला बैकग्राउंड स्कोर था तो उतना अच्छा नहीं था मगर इट्स फन दैट नाउ ही इज कास्टिंग ऋषभ शेट्टी वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट पीपल इन हिज मूवी बट द डायरेक्टर इज द असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर टू राजामौली इन बाहुबली 1 and 2 दैट गाय इज डायरेक्टिंग आनंद मठ and casting Rishab Shetty in it. This is insane news. I did not know this.
I can find the motion poster of this thing, which came out quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
एक चीज पर से बात ही नहीं किया. या पर हनुमान देखकर मुझे याद आया कि आप सबको हनुमान का चरित्र कैसे चित्रायन होगा इसके बारे में क्या कहना है जो मूवी में
ये 2.5 किलो का गधा जो है ना,
disappointing.
ये पड़ने से उठता नहीं, उड़ जाता.
Hanuman is going to be traditional monkey with tail. And unfortunately,
मुझे लगता है ये लोग एंथ्रोपोमॉर्फ भी क्राउड में जाएंगे. मुझे लगता है वो सिर्फ हनुमान को एक बियर्ड या फिर ऐसा कुछ दे देंगे सनी देओल को दिखाने के लिए कि वो एक दूसरे टाइप के इंसान है. ऐसा कुछ होगा.
अच्छा नहीं
I hope they go that
इतना
route.
साहस नहीं
more
दिखाएंगे.
important question: will they require Sunny Deol to shave his chest? That's very important question.
No.
सनी देओल
It's going to be hairy.
And I think Hanuman ji can be hairy.
No,
सिर्फ राम जी को clean shaven होना पड़ता है.
देखते हैं. राम जी को क्यों clean shaven होना पड़ता है? I don't get this actually. मुझे नहीं समझ में आता. The Indians are hairy fuckers. Why the hell should we like make everyone be like clean chikna, gym bro, US American gym bro? I don't understand.
Yeah. मगर
वही conditioning है.
फॉरेस्ट में बैठ के शेविंग करना है.
Exactly, कैसे करेंगे?
शेविंग तो आई थिंक डिस्क्राइब है. क्लीन शेव्ड आई थिंक क्लीन शेव थे ये डिस्क्राइब था कोई या फिर वाल्मीकि में या तो
है वो फॉरेस्ट में नहीं था. फॉरेस्ट के बाद आने के बाद जब राम और लक्ष्मण जंगल वनवास से लौटे थे अयोध्या में तब उन्होंने उनका बाल काटा गया था राजाभिषेक के लिए.
Does anyone know was it an iron reference or bronze? What is the reference of the weapons? Anyone knows the reference?
Both are there. Both bronze and iron.
Oh, both are there. Okay.
When Hanuman went to Lanka, he used a iron pillar to beat them all, beat the Rakshasas.
Then why are people obsessed with clean shaven Lord Ram?
I don't get it. It's so weird actually. I don't get it.
वैसी मूर्तियां फोटोज दिखी हैं. अभय का पिक्चर देख लो.
राम का चित्र देखते हैं ना, वो बनाया था किसी केरला के व्यक्ति ने, क्या वर्मा करके, 17वीं ना 18वीं शताब्दी में. वो ट्रवन को राजवंश के थे, तो हो सकता है उस समय ब्रिटिश का प्रभाव था, तो संभवतः इसलिए उन्होंने राम को बिना दाढ़ी के बनाया हो, बिना रोए के बनाया हो.
Sorry, one question here then. प्री ब्रिटिश एरा का कोई स्टैचू या डिपिक्शन कोई देखा है जहाँ पे श्री राम क्लीन शेवन नहीं है?
वहां पर भी क्लीन शेवन है. सारे के सारे जो मंदिरों में जो स्कल्पचर्स बने वहां पर भी तो क्लीन शेव ही दिखाया गया है.
No, because you understand their portrayal as in the perfect form. And after you are bathing and you're doing shringar, it's post all the shringar work, not your daily. It's not daily look. So the picture
True.
you see is not daily
Yes, they are
Ram
heavily
daily
stylized
form.
actually. Heavily stylized version of these things.
Correct.
क्योंकि
It's
वहाँ पर
shringar after shringar. Yes, correct.
वहाँ पर जो
Yeah, I
दूर
guess
लोगों
that
को
is the
दिखाया
issue. The statues are all from the Ram Darbar time, not from the Vanvas time. So that is just how we see him now overall.
एक
लेकिन
मिनट
एक बात आप
यहाँ पे
देखिए
देखते हैं कि आंसर क्या दिया गया है. Lord Ram and Krishna are mostly shown beardless in TV serials. Now, coming to real personalities, while Ram was in Ayodhya, he would have shaved, as the royal family always gave importance to clean appearance. But when he had gone for Vanavas, there was no barber to shave him there. So for 14 years, he would not have shaved and had grown a beard and mustache too after becoming king. So if this is so obvious, भाई वनवास में काहे ये शेविंग देखना है हमको?
अरे कोड़ा पर अब कौन प्रश्न पूछता है? अब ChatGPT से पूछो ना.
Does anyone have any knowledge about Bengal's green Lord Ram?
Yes, दुर्बादल घनश्याम.
So, Mushin, do you have anything to add about Durba? Yeah.
About what?
What do we know about that portrayal?
What do you know about what?
About Green Ram.
Durba. Yes, Durbadal means actually to show
Yeah.
that Sriram was not of conventional skin tone. I think they're showing him to be green. Durbadal Ghana, because Durbadal means freshly born grass, has a delicate, skin, and it was also very dark. So that's why I think that's why he was depicted. I'm not very much knowledgeable about this, but that's my opinion. Because his skin was
Okay.
very, very soft, and his personality was also very, delicate in that way. That's what he's shown, in my opinion.
इतना शेविंग का ऑब्सेशन था कि एरो हेड से शेव कर रहे थे और कोई काम
But
धंधा भी नहीं
actually,
था पूरे दिन में शेव
actually बांग्ला
करना
में जो बांग्ला का राम श्री रामचंद्र है, वो सिर्फ मुस्टैच रखते हो, बियर्ड नहीं रखते. उनका सिर्फ मुस्टैच है.
तो दादी पुरुष लोग
दाढ़ी नहीं है. ना वहाँ पर तो दाढ़ी भी था.
दादी
Oh, sorry, नहीं.
आदि
Sorry,
पुरुष
sorry,
में
हाँ.
या आदि पुरुष
Adipurush.
थोड़ा
No, I also
So,
think a lot of
ChatGPT is
lot of
saying-
influence, a lot of Brahmin influence. Okay, that I will give you. I'll completely give you the Brahmins influence.
Of course.
a lot of this
Obviously.
imagery, because and Brahmins are not fit, like not going around doing muscle work, like working out and eating like lots amounts
Yeah,
of
yeah.
meat, and like they were literally had their like very cushy life. Like, take in terms of
I don't understand. Have they ever seen a Rajput person?
No, but my point is they
Sri
were
Ram was Rajput, right?
Yeah, but you understand, they will influence the way it looks. So, see, a lot of the old the murtis of Ram, Vishnu, and all, they will have the body will be very flabby. It will not be like muscular, like what you expect from a Indian who's worked out. So it is very much like a person who's sedentary.
Okay,
So I am thinking it is a representation of the Brahmin, the way he visualizes Bhagwan. Like, his bhakti is coming out. No, his bhakti is his visualization of Bhagwan at some level. That's why I think.
Okay, guys, we will take Rishab's question now as the last topic today. But just before that, let me tell you what ChatGPT is telling me. So I asked it, did Lord Ram have beard in forest? It says, in most traditional Valmiki Ramayana descriptions, Lord Ram is not explicitly said to have grown a beard during his exile in the forest. However, in popular visual depictions, especially in modern Acha, in some folk traditions and regional Ramayanas, like certain tribal retellings and Pahadi or South Indian ballads, he is imagined with a light beard or untrimmed look during Vanavasa to reflect his ascetic life. Historically speaking, 14 years in the forest without royal grooming would almost certainly mean he had at least some facial hair, but ancient artists often avoided depicting gods in a rough manner. If you want, I can show you how he might have looked with a beard according to textual clues and historical aesthetics rather than modern devotional art. That would be much closer.
Try it, brother. Try it.
Yes.
आज कंट्रोवर्सी करके ही देंगे भाई.
हाँ. अच्छा, तो ऋषभ का जो आइडिया था कि रामजी राजपूत थे, देयरफॉर रामजी राजपूत ही थे.
And he was Vedic Kshatriya, Vedic clan. Ramji was from Ikshvaku dynasty, which was a typical Vedic clan with the Bharatapuri. They were the OG Vedic people, Vedic tribe of the Haryana and Punjab and Pakistani Punjab location.
They तो जट थे.
Yes.
The same difference.
Actually,
Ramjat.
Don't give
Actually-
judge too much superiority complex. They'll use it.
Actually, an Iranian person also will have much genetic similarity with Sri Ram, if you ask me. Iranian or Afghanistani person.
I don't think so.
मतलब मेरे ही लोग थे इन्वेडर लोग.
No, because you take it, even if you go by the AIT or whatever migration theory or whatever, South Indians are also technically
No, not AIT. I'm talking about OIT, out of India theory. India is Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India back then. So it is all India for me.
अरे टाइम होता उस पे एक अच्छा सा डिस्कशन करते. That's a very interesting thing. Like the co-demonization of the Asuras and the Devas in Hinduism and Zoroastrianism is very interesting.
Yeah, this looks more realistic. This actually looks like what a
Yes.
warrior.
This is RRR. This is RRR's look.
This is
Yeah.
Ram Charan's look. Yep,
This
yep.
looks so much.
Yeah.
This looks.
This looks
I
good.
I would love this look. If they could put this in the movie, I would love this.
I would love this
This is
look. We all
too
would love.
muscular, but
Who
this-
doesn't love beard? Everyone
नहीं,
who is not a
मतलब
60-year-old.
जब वो अपने राजप्रसाद में है, जब वो अपने राजप्रसाद में है, आप उनको एकदम ऐसा दिखाइए कि उनके दाढ़ी नहीं है, पर जैसे ही वो वन में जाते तो ऐसा दिखाइए.
And look at
अच्छा
it.
रहे.
I love that even the AI got the eyes good. Literally, this looks 1,000 times better than Ranbir Kapoor. Sorry, thank you so much.
This reminds me.
Niranjan Das
I had
ne-
to. Wait.
Yes,
I'll
ask him,
forget. I had to
okay,
add
okay.
one point. Yeah. I'll ask the ChatGPT. I had to add one point about the movie itself. There are some movies like Interstellar and I think even Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, which you can watch on mute just because it looks so awesome. And there are some movies which you can not look at it and just listen to the entire movie. Mahavatar Narsimha is that sort of a movie, and I think we should petition the director on or Hombale Films on Twitter and ask them to re-release it without any dialogue in the entire movie, because the music is that awesome, and the entire movie stands on the shoulders of a soundtrack that is pretty much as long as the entire runtime of the movie. There's, I think, one scene with 5 seconds of silence. So I think everyone must just listen to the movie even. It's that awesome.
This literally looks like Vicky Kaushal, man. I was right. Please change Ranveer Kapoor to Vicky Kaushal, please.
Yeah.
Vicky
Mushin,
Kaushal would have been much better.
Mushin, what were you going to add?
Ask him how Hanuman would have looked like. I want to see what he does.
Oh, I don't even think ChatGPT will be able to answer that.
According to Valmiki Ramayana, not just anything.
According to yes, according to Valmiki Ramayana.
वो सब तो ऊपर है, उसने खुद दिया है.
मैंने कितनी बार ये सोचा है कि मेरे दिमाग के अंदर मैंने रामायण बनाया है, खुद डायरेक्ट किया है, वहां पर मैंने इनको अंडरस्टैंड किया है. ये सब बच्चे करते हैं.
अब तो वीओ ले लो. वीओ में अपना मूवी बनाओ पूरा दिन बैठ के.
मुझे बहुत ये शौक है कि मैं मापा जैसे कोई एनिमे इंडस्ट्री को हायर करूंगा रामायण एनिमेट करने के लिए.
I agree with Neon. ChatGPT is not a he. It has got no gender.
It's
non-binary.
It can choose its own
non-binary.
gender.
ChatGPT is a modern day Param Brahma.
It is multipolar.
As I said, it's non-binary. ChatGPT is non-binary.
But
They, they, them.
देखते ये
I don't gel with either the extreme woke or the extreme right in this. I think there's somewhere in the middle.
हनुमान जी को मुझे लगता है मस्कुलर बना देगा तो अच्छा होगा.
देखते हैं. अब नहीं आया अब.
बाप.
Never mind.
क्या है?
I mean, it's not bad actually. With more shringar and like it looks okay.
इंडियन दफ्तर बना दिया इसको क्या पूरा.
बॉल्ड थोड़ा ज्यादा है.
मुकुट
इनके ऊपर मुकुट अगर हो जाता.
मुकुट डालेंगे तो अच्छा.
आप थोड़े प्रॉम्प्ट्स देकर इसको और सुधार सकते.
Exactly. Reiterative process है.
No, because ultimately all this will come from pictures originally they get from somewhere else, right? And the only ones they get of this kind of thing is from either what we upload or.
This is a sad Hanuman. Yes. Is Mushin going to show us something?
I have some क्या कहते हैं उनको क्या अरे जो कॉन्सेप्ट आर्ट होता है ना, उसको क्या कॉन्सेप्ट आर्ट ही कहते हैं, क्या कर रहा हूँ
हाँ
वहां
हाँ
पर। मैंने कुछ देखा था कि वहां पर बहुत सारे अच्छे अच्छे हनुमान के लोग आर्टिस्ट बनाते रहते हैं। इन सब को देखना चाहिए हमको।
अच्छा
Hey, do you think they show Vayu in the movie? Jamvan and Vayu. I'm curious about those two. And then who's the other
Jambuvanta.
lady?
they would I think
Dharma would be. I'm not sure about Vayudev.
And then what about that lady they go to visit? No, that lady they visit.
Shabri.
Shabri. They're also there. I'm curious who they're going to
वो
cast.
तो
as those-
100%. वो तो देखो, वो तो 100% होगा. वो तो पैंडरिंग वाला एक सीन है.
Pandering?
I shouldn't say
अच्छा
that.
कैसा पेंडरिंग
I don't get
नहीं
it.
मतलब in
किसको
the sense
पेंडरिंग
that Indian sentiments को वो होना ही. I'm not
Oh,
saying from the point of
right.
view of the Ramayana. I'm saying from the point of view of the filmmaker. वो मतलब emotional scene है. I think that would be a better way of
अच्छा
saying it.
oh
It's good.
अच्छा
No,
वो तो
oh अच्छा तब तो
100%.
ठीक है तब तो
break the flow. It'll break the flow. Or it'll become very, what do you call it? One dimensional. Everything is he's just searching. You'll have some other moments, right? Like there's
हाँ
one
तो
there's one
बढ़िया
part
कुछ
where.
साउंड ट्रैक सुनने को मिलेंगे बढ़िया
Hey,
कुछ
do you
ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन
think
होंगे वहां पे
Ranveer will be able to do where he's in heartbreak? He's basically heartbroken. Like no one, like he literally time is out of time and
इट विल बी मेलोड्रामेटिक क्रिंज
oh God.
बट देखो
Is that,
आनंद देखो महावतार नरसिम्हा में प्लेस्टेशन 2 जैसा एनिमेशन भी उतना आंख को प्रॉब्लम नहीं दे रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द ब्यूटीफुल साउंड ट्रैक और यहाँ पे ए रहमान और हंस जिमर मिलकर साउंड ट्रैक बनाने वाले हैं तो उतना शायद अटेंशन नहीं जाएगा उस पे
really hope the. Oh, this is nice.
This is better. So much better.
This is nice.
ये भी क्या चैट
Uh,
जीपीटी से बनाया?
That long
नहीं, नहीं.
hair that long hair is doing everything. That's literally that
Yeah.
long kesh
दे रहा है
is what is really making it look good.
there's no alternative to long kesh
This looks sexy,
खांडे
I might add. I'm sorry.
खांडे हाँ एफआईआर खाओ तुम जाके हमको मत खींचो इसमें खांडे राया स्टैचू
I have a few
खांडे
more.
राया
I
स्टैचू
think let's see if I can.
हाँ हाँ सेंड करो यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा
Isn't it?
ये दिखाता हूँ
Hanuman has more abs than the Ramji has.
हाँ
Almost every representation.
ओ अच्छा ये डिपिक्शन
Oh, that's interesting.
ये ऑलमोस्ट तो बंगाली डिपिक्शन है बंगाली व्हाट्स हिज नेम दक्षिणेश्वर भगवान हैज दिस
This is for?
although this is Khande Raya what's the term where someone was yeah see you
ये
can
क्या
search Khande Raya or Khandoba bearded statue in chat GPT looks so good
ये
he
क्या
has to
हनुमान जी का क्या है क्या?
नहीं
ये
ये
हनुमान
I
जी का है?
think
And you guys should see Hanuman from Thailand, Thai Hanuman. It is extremely beautiful.
Bhai Hanuman? I don't know. What does that mean?
Thailand, Thai
Thai-
Oh,
Hanuman.
Thailand. Ah, yeah. Oh my God, those people really have. They depict the gods very beautifully in Thailand, like really beautifully. They take art to like a different level. Even Cambodia and all the old ones, you should see the old ones. Really good, really beautiful, intricate.
हाँ भाई हमारे डेजर्ट होमीज जहाँ जहाँ सबसे कम पहुंचे हैं वहाँ वहाँ बहुत बढ़िया आर्ट होते रहता है ये तो ऑब्वियस है ही
It is.
By the way, in
Ah.
the Thailand Ramayana, Hanumana is married. You know that?
Makes sense.
Oh,
हाँ कुछ
अच्छा,
कुछ
yeah.
जगह में मैंने सुना है कि वहाँ पर हनुमान जी का विवाह हो गया. कोई ऐसे संस्करण है जहाँ पर हनुमान जी का विवाह.
अच्छा Oh. Okay then. Thanks a lot for joining the discussion, guys. Today was a really fun discussion. Thank you. See you guys soon, and hope you all of you watch Mahavatar Narsimha and donate to my Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam Vigilance project as well.
Can I say one last
Thank you guys.
thing?
Thank you,
This-
Mushin. Thank you, Anand.
One last thing.
Yeah,
can I say,
yeah.
if I
Go ahead,
care-
Anand.
Please,
Yeah.
I don't care about Marvel. Stop bringing up Marvel. Marvel sucks. Just the Marvel version of Hanuman. No one cares.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
नहीं,
bye.
देखते हैं ये वाला कैसा है.
वो देखना है.
अच्छा ये तो
God.
वही है. ओ और एक यहाँ पे है. सॉरी मिस कर गया.
Oh,
ये
this looks
थोड़ा
nice.
कुछ ज्यादा हो.
This
This
is
looks very anime. This looks.
सफेद कैसे?
हाँ.
Why not? Why not? सफेद क्यों नहीं?
This is the Bengali version actually.
I think
Oh.
Another one. You
By
can
the way,
see,
this is
the
a serious
third one, I would say.
question. Oh, okay. Where is it? I think. Oh, acha. I didn't notice them. Oof.
There's more
I like
Oh,
language.
this is good. This is good.
There's less.
ये तो
There's less.
FIR का
macaque, more langur.
FIR का
दादा
समुंदर में नहाना पड़ेगा ना, मैं तुम्हारा को।
दादा आई वांट टू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन। वो जो हम लोग इसको लेकर विवाद भी हुआ था, उग्र हनुमान या एंग्री हनुमान को लेकर, वो वाला
Yes,
आर्ट
yes.
आपको कैसा लगा?
That's
मुझे
very
तो
nice.
बहुत अच्छा
मुझे तो
लगा।
बहुत बढ़िया लगता
Actually
है।
really nice. That facial design is very good.
Yeah.
I think that looks really good.
ब्रो सुनो
I
एक
think
बात बताता हूँ मैं
criticism
तुमको।
है कि मुशिन वो क्रिटिसिज्म
लोग
क्या एक्यूरेट है कि उनको तो मतलब इतने भक्ति और भाव में रहना है कि एम्बिएंट म्यूजिक सुन के इंसेंस जला के सिर्फ जय श्री राम कर रहे हैं, इसलिए गदा वदा भी उठाते नहीं है, ऐसे ही मसल हो जाता है उनका, इसलिए उनका एंग्री हनुमान फेस उतना मतलब लेजिट नहीं है।
ब्रो मैं एक बात
Has
बताता हूँ
anyone,
आपको।
does anyone know हम लोग शनिदेव को तेल क्यों चढ़ाते हैं?
Shanishwar.
इसका माथा ठंडा करने के लिए।
अरे बाप रे, ये सब नहीं बोलते ऋषभ, ये क्यों बोलते हैं ये सब?
हाँ, I mean, क्या हनुमान जी गुस्सा नहीं होते थे कभी? I mean, it's in our scriptures. ये पता है, ये व्हाइट वॉशिंग वाला पूरा जब तक रहेगा तब तक ढंग का
मुझे
डिपिक्शन
लगता है
हो
ना,
ही नहीं पाएगा।
मुझे लगता है ना, ये गांधीगिरी वाला कीड़ा सब जगह घुसाया है,
बहुत जगह है।
हमारे देवी
हाँ।
देवताओं में भी घुसा दिया है।
मैं एक बात बताता हूँ,
Anyway,
मैंने बोला था
हाँ
कि
मुशिन बोलो।
यहाँ पर किसी ने
वेट
हाँ,
यहाँ पर
या
किसी ने यहाँ पर किसी ने मॉर्टल कॉम्बैट खेला है कभी? ये गेम है, फाइटिंग गेम।
Yes,
हाँ,
yes.
खेला
हाँ,
नहीं
हाँ,
है, मूवी
हाँ।
देखा है। खेला नहीं,
वहाँ
पहला
पर
मूवी
एक
देखा है।
वहाँ पर एक फेटालिटी नाम का एक टेक्निक है। वहाँ पर एक आप किसी एक आपके अपोनेंट का सर के साथ उसका जो स्पाइन है ना, स्पाइन को उठा के पटक सकते हो, खींच के उसको। यू कैन लिटरली टीयर द हेड एंड स्पाइन ऑफ अ पर्सन योर अपोनेंट इन द मूवी।
Yes,
If you read Valmiki Ramayana, the Yuddha Kandam, Hanuman literally does that to a asura, to a rakshasa.
Yes.
Literally. And people
I
say
agree.
Hanuman is not angry.
lot of Eastern games have taken a lot of things from Sanatana, lots of stuff. कितना ले
Hanuman
No,
is
Mushin,
Hanuman is
so
आज
Mushin,
गांधी जी की
वो
आत्मा
what
को
about
बहुत
the
पीड़ा
criticism?
हो।
What about the criticism of Lord Hanuman not being angry and stuff?
अरे अगर आप सौम्य स्वरूप जो इनको सबको पसंद है, सौम्य स्वरूप जो भक्ति का स्वरूप है,
Right.
उसको अगर आप पसंद करते हैं तो फिर उसका उग्र स्वरूप को भी आपको पसंद करना होगा। उग्रति उग्र सौमति सौम्य, एक देवता का दो जितने भी स्वरूप है उन सब पूजनीय है, उन सबका आपको सम्मान करना चाहिए, उन सबका आदर करना चाहिए, उन सबके अंदर जो आध्यात्मिक जो एसेंस है, आध्यात्मिक जो पराकाष्ठा है, उसको समझना चाहिए सबको। उसके अलावा आप कैसे भक्त बनेंगे?
Arey, you look at the Vedas, every deva had both the calm and relax and chill Swaroop and also the very aggressive Swaroop. Like Indra got angry so many times. But he also chilled in heaven, in Swarga, a lot. So, I mean, that's it. I think we are too obsessed with this peaceful.
Let's take this question. Do you think Hanuman will look like a different species compared to the other Vanars?
नहीं,
मुझे नहीं चाहिए ये। मुझे लगता है सब वानरों को एक ही जैसा दिखाना चाहिए।
ये जो सोच है ना कि देवता मनुष्य से अलग दिखते हैं, ये बहुत ही वो क्रिश्चियन मेंटालिटी में जाती है कि गॉड और मैन अलग होता है। ये हमारी सोच नहीं है।
No, I don't think so. That's the reason. I think the reason is because
नहीं, आई थिंक सबकॉन्शियसली यही रीजन कि हम लोग को गॉड और मैन को अलग दिखाना। ये हमारा सोच नहीं है।
No, I think I don't agree with you on this, because if you read the Shiva Purana and all the Puranas, the Sanskrit grammar is made in such a way to show that Shiva is not human. Shiva is a complete league of his own, because Shiva is third eye. आपको ये समझना चाहिए क्योंकि हम ईश्वरों को इतने सारे हाथ पैर के साथ क्यों दिखाते हैं? Why do we show gods with multiple hands, with multiple eyes, three eyes in case of Shiva or Shakti? Because they are superior to us. They are superhuman in one way. हम लोग के
I take your point. I take your point, but those are the cosmic रूप ना, वो अवतार का रूप नहीं है. That is a cosmic रूप.
अवतार तो मनुष्य ही है, श्री राम तो मनुष्य
वही exactly. वही तो मैं भी बोलने
वाला
था।
तो हनुमान भी तो एक अवतार, हनुमान जी भी तो पृथ्वी के प्राणी के रूप में थे ना। ईश्वर है पर पृथ्वी के प्राणी के रूप में, तो उनको उन्हीं के समूह अलग दिखाना मैं इसको उचित नहीं मानता हूँ, क्योंकि हमारा जो मूल हमारा जो मूल जो फिलॉसफी है वो ये है कि जीव ईश्वर की प्राप्ति कर सकता है, ईश्वर को पा सकता है। तो हम अपने ईश्वर स्वरूप को समझ सकते हैं क्योंकि हम उन्हीं के अभिव्यक्ति है। तो जब हम लोग ये दिखाते हैं ना कि ईश्वर अलग है, मनुष्य अलग है, ईश्वर जब धरती पे आता है तो भी वो मनुष्य से अलग है, तो मुझे लगता है ये थोड़ा डुअलिटी वाली सोच में हम चली जाती है, जो कि थोड़ी ये एब्राहमिक है।
No, but even
मैं यहाँ
no,
पर
we have
एक काउंटर
dualistic
करना चाहूंगा
beliefs
कि
even in Sanatana. We
ये
have
जो
dualistic
द्वैतवाद की आप बात कर रहे हैं, द्वैतवाद तो हमारे सनातन धर्म में, जो आनंद कह रहा है सही बात, जो द्वैतवाद है वो तो
Yeah.
ठीक है, लेकिन मैं आपसे इस बात में सहमत हूँ कि ईश्वर को जब अवतारित होते हैं तब वो मनुष्य जैसे ही आचरण करते हैं.
Correct.
It is completely human. I am not talking about that. I am talking about that when we show God in a divinized form, in a supreme reality form. That I am talking about. Not the avatar
नो नो
form.
नो, सो व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट हनुमान कि उनको अलग डिपिक्ट किया जाएगा, तो मैं
नहीं,
तो
नहीं,
उन्हीं
नहीं
के
करते.
समूह के दृष्टि से बात कर रहा हूँ कि
No, but he
उनके
was
समूह के साथ उनको दिखाना चाहिए।
no, but he
वो
was
जब डिवाइन फॉर्म में दिखाए जाए तो वो एक अलग विषय है।
no, but
same.
even in human form or Jivatma form, they are superior beings in terms of their superior powers. That
Pa-
we can't deny.
Power's attitude. This is what I am trying to say, that we should focus on acharan, values instead of appearance. We
Both.
give too much importance to appearance.
Correct, I agree.
Yes.
उनके गुण उनको अलग करने चाहिए, उनका वो कैसे दिखते हैं वो नहीं।
अरे but problem is हम जानते
Okay,
नहीं ना,
guys.
most people don't know गुण क्या होते हैं. They like
Last
see the
वो तो
दादा
है.
को जाने दो.
Last question for today is, how many FIRs in the first week for Ramayan? Predictions. 0, 1, 2, 3.
Zero.
How many?
One from
Zero.
Shiv Sena,
Zero.
one from Shiv Sena, another from Vishwa Hindu Parishad, another from let me see.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What
What about
any
all
FIR.
the Congress, pro-Congress right wing groups who
I was
every
gonna
now
come
and
to
then
that
create ruckus?
There will be
Another
no
house
I don't
FIR
think they
from
will do
PH.
that now. I don't think they will do that now. अभी पार्लियामेंट में उनका जो मार पड़ा है ना उन्हें, I don't think they are going to try all of that.
I'll tell you what has happened. There are two possibilities here. What some BJP minister watches and
7
says.
FIRs.
नहीं, ऐसे नहीं होता.
7 FIRs from 7 schools of
Listen,
philosophy.
I'll tell you how it will happen. There are two options that will happen here. Okay, if BJP, some minister watches the movie and says it's a good movie and tweets about it, then all the opposition people will file FIRs against the movie. If BJP does not watch it, okay, then like maybe one person from Congress who doesn't like something will file an FIR. Pratik Borade will lose his shit on YouTube. This is horrible. This is not following the scripture properly. The thoda wo hoga, and maybe Jaipur Dialogues may make a long video about how it's not accurate. So, बस वो 3 हो सकते हैं.
ये बारबरी का स्मृति जी का वो आप लीजिए टिप्पणी, मुझे वो टिप्पणी बहुत अच्छा लगा. शोइंग गॉड्स टू लुक डिफरेंट completely defeats the point of Krishna having to show his divine form to Arjun. This is exactly what I'm saying.
Correct.
जब वो अवतार ले रहे, वो मनुष्य रूप में अवतार ले रहे या जो भी जीव के रूप में अवतार ले रहे.
No, exactly. No.
I have
Why
one question
अलग
on this.
दिखाना उचित नहीं.
Why are people able to disrespect him? Because he looks like a human. There are people like Karna disrespects him so many times because he looks like human. Only people who have bhakti in him see his true form, and they're like, yeah, you're Bhagwan. But people who don't, who are what's the word? Who don't have the knowledge or don't have the ability to see that, they like see they are very in their own world. You know? They like see him as a human only.
There's this joke na कि all his life Shri Ram was told by everyone कि आप भगवान हो, and he would say कि नहीं मैं तो सिर्फ मनुष्य हूँ. And all his life Shri Krishna told everyone कि मेरा बात सुन ले भाई मैं भगवान हूँ, and everyone would be like नहीं तुम बस मायावी हो. अच्छा, but Dada, I have one question about depictions in cinema specifically for you.
Yeah.
How much of this do you think is indoctrination versus how much of this do you think is just them trying to push the story and show the depiction in some and so that people are able to follow? Because even in Mahavatar and Narsimha, I saw that Prahlad ji, even though he's the son of a demon, looks human, and his father looks like a like Pumbaa from Lion King for the girl, and yeah, right. So how much of this is this indoctrination versus just people being, you know, thoda sa inspiration leke they're trying to depict it in such a way.
It's indoctrination. People
It's,
perceive
consensus
the
है भी क्या
antagonist.
या नहीं? Consensus है. Because
It's
I was
not
thinking कि
indoctrination.
वहाँ पे
मेरे-
someone said, I think one of the guards of Hiranyakashipu says कि ये तो दिखता भी नहीं है बाप की तरह. So I thought it was in the scripture that he's not supposed to look like his father.
No.
Is it?
ये
Is
थोड़ा
it
डार्क
so?
हो गया दादा, ऐसे डार्क हो गया ये थोड़ा.
Oh, so it's not supposed to be that way. He's supposed to look
No.
like his father.
He looks like his father. He's also a demon, a rakshasa, so to speak. The problem is
His
that
father
people,
looks like a
Oh.
normal.
Prahlad is a-
That is such a layer of depth that our scriptures have that we completely ignore. Bali
Then
was
this is
also
indoctrination.
the
ये
yeah,
गाली
Bali
दी
was also Vanshaj of Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashyap, right?
Yes,
The
exactly.
Devs and the Asurs were brothers. This is such a thing, such a layer to it that everyone will just ignore completely.
always
अलग species नहीं थे.
They always ignore.
I think we have bought into a lot of stereotypes when it comes to looks and lookism.
Of course.
कि
अरे,
बुरे
of
लोग
course.
घटिया दिखते हैं, अच्छे लोग बढ़िया दिखते हैं. भाई
अरे,
बुरे लोग भी
translation-
बड़े सुंदर हो सकते हैं
अरे,
और अच्छे
English
लोग भी
में-
बड़े कुरूप हो
हो
सकते हैं.
सकती है कि Ram needs to look like he has to go to office tomorrow.
No, but
Yes,
even
yes,
translation जो English subtitles डालते हैं वो
What does the
demon
edit
डाल
writer?
रहे हैं. Demon. ये क्या demon कहाँ है क्या? We have no demons.
Hiranyakashipu was a daitya actually, son of Diti. So I was wrong. He's not a
Demons कैसे
rakshasa.
हुए भाई? Demon
Right,
क्यों
yeah.
डाल रहे हैं? Indian का audience के लिए भी demon डाल रहे हैं. I'm like, what the hell?
Actually, ये सब दिखाते कि प्रहलाद अच्छा था because he was a devotee of Lord Vishnu. That's why he looked good. Hiranyakashipu was evil. That's why he looked bad.
अरे अगर वैसे ही
हाँ, अब-
दिखाना था उन लोग को, मतलब ऐसे दांत वांत दिखाना था, प्रहलाद को भी वैसे ही दिखा देते.
Yes.
That would have been so much more in depth. कि go by the
FIR.
person, you know.
FIR हो जाएगा.
हमारे
I
में
get it.
Get to FIR.
हमारे में पहले कहते थे सूरत नहीं सीरत देखो. ठीक है, किसी का शरीर मत देखो, उसका चरित्र देखो. तो ये तो उस सिद्धांत का ही उल्लंघन है स्पष्ट
तो
रूप से. क्या
आप-
धर्म
आप
बता रहे हैं हम?
आप मुझे ये बात बताइए, तो परशुराम स्वामी को कैसे दिखाएंगे? परशुराम जी को वो तो भयंकर थे, तो फिर इन सब के कंपैरिजन में
उनको तो
हाँ,
दाढ़ी
तो
के साथ
उनको
दिखाना
यदि
ही पड़ेगा.
कौशल को लिया है.
उनको यदि सौम्य रूप में दिखाएंगे और बड़ा हैंडसम दिखाएंगे तो वो तो ठीक नहीं है ना. जैसे वो थे वैसा दिखाओ.
And he would have been
handsome.
he would have been a Brahman because initially he started off his career as a Brahman. Then when something bad happens, then he becomes a Kshatriya, takes up arms. So that was very clearly depicted the start off. He doesn't start off being working out and big muscles and all that. Later, his attitude changes for him to go around killing him.
No, and see, these devotional movies are where you can be a little bold with these things, where you showed finally some dark-skinned heroes or heroines, maybe not conventionally good-looking people, like people in the South Indian industry who would not be heroes in Bollywood or Bengal, Tollywood, etc. वहां पे ऐसे chances खो दिए जा रहे हैं. That's my problem. तो और कितने दिन ये सिर्फ fair skinned बच्चे ही प्रहलाद बनेंगे और रणबीर कपूर ही राम बनेगा भाई.
Forget about
हम लोगों का
fair-skinned
क्या होगा?
बच्चे.
हम
Everyone
लोगों
else
को
is-
gangs of Wasseypur ही
everyone's
करना है
Punjabi. Every other person is Punjabi. I have nothing against Punjabis, but almost everyone in the who casted tends to be Punjabi first. Sushant Singh was the first one. Breath of fresh air came from Bihar, and he became so popular. Like I'm like, finally.
बॉलीवुड इज
Rajkumar
पंजाबी
also.
डोमिनेटेड मैन. पंजाबी डोमिनेटेड. सब सारे
Actually,
पंजाबी बचे.
Parashuram thing, actually Parashuram and Vishwamitra has a tie-up with them. Actually, I think they were switched before they were born. The payasam or something that Parashuram's mother was supposed to eat was eaten by Vishwamitra's mother. So Vishwamitra was born into a Kshatriya class, but he was by knowledge a Brahmin, and it was converse for Parashuram. He was actually a Kshatriya but born in a Brahmin family.
Ajab, but also raises one question. God can change their castes, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
पर
वो तो
हम
God
नहीं
है,
कर
उनको सब
सकते. हम
allowed है.
मनुष्य.
And Sri
हम
Krishna is
मनुष्य.
a more good example है. Sri Krishna तो पहले क्षत्रिय थे, उसके बाद वैश्य बन गए, उसके बाद फिर से क्षत्रिय बन गए.
Hey, one more thing. So Shukracharya is accurately shown, right? Shown like he basically is very well knowledgeable, but he had a short temper and all that's
हेलो,
shown very well.
अरे लास्ट में वो भी मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा। शुक्राचार्य क्या किया उसके बाद हिरण्यकश्यप के डेड बॉडी को देखकर उसका भाग गया। इसका क्या मतलब हुआ?
Why?
लिटरली वो वैनिश हो गया, गायब हो गया, भाग गया।
What the hell?
हाँ,
This is a problem with too much Vishnu Bhakti. You end up like removing all the characters from the story.
Are this is not just
No,
normal Vaishnavite movie. This is Iscon's movie.
Iscon, oh god,
No,
Iscon.
शुक्राचार्य
No,
ने
it's
भाग
a
गया,
fact.
बस दौड़ के भाग
वैष्णविज्म का ना
गया।
कैथलिक चर्च है।
हाँ.
Not
ये
Barbaric
बारबरिका जी का
Barbaric
आप बोल
is saying
दीजिएगा।
also what's the stereotype in Bengali movies about the hero being unfit? I think this came with Bengalis in general being Brahmin boys castes in general being physically unfit because their jobs did not require physical fitness.
Please, even
But
South
then
India
Feluda
say-
kind of justified it. Satyajit Ray kind of justified it with Feluda because he said that Magojastro, मगज को ही अस्त्र के तरह यूज करना है, ब्रेन्स को ही यूज करना है, बॉडी को नहीं यूज करना है. सो बंगाली टॉलीवुड हीरोज आर सच बिग यूजर्स ऑफ मगजास्त्र that therefore they don't need abs and stuff. Abs are for people who make
नो
Feluda used to
पर
work out.
यहाँ
Yes.
पर मैं एक
Feluda was-
अंतर
yes.
बता देता हूँ। यहाँ पर एक मैं अंतर बता देता हूँ। अनफिट होना और कुरूप होने में अंतर होता है। शरीर ऐसे थुलथुला होना और चेहरा उतना अच्छा नहीं दिखना, उसमें अंतर हो। तो मैं कुरूपों की बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं
बंगाली-
अनफिट लोगों की बात कर रही हूँ।
No, but
वैसे तो
अभी
why-
Bengali
that's
heroes
why
को
Brahmins so unfit, because they end up eating annadana, so much annadana they keep eating that they and there's no workout, no place to like burn calories, so they all get fat. It's like, it's like, and it's a very
okay,
sad thing.
someone is saying, Oyan is saying there's a theory that Zarathustra is Shukracharya. Anyone
Oh,
believes
God.
in that? Okay, I didn't know.
अरे
that. But
शुक्राचार्य's name starts with Shukra. That's why everyone believes that he's a prophet of Islam. You know that? There's a theory.
At least no one's Alopanishad is a real thing. Thank God.
Yes.
Shukra. So,
All these kind of weird
but
You heard of
no, but
Alopanishad? Chitpavan Brahmins being Jews, that's a much more juicier conspiracy theory, I think. Oh God.
Savarkar
Oh man.
Savarkar was a Jew. See, Savarkar runs the Hindutva, Jews run the
Uh,
world.
that makes
And,
sense. That makes sense.
Please,
Yeah.
no, please.
Chitpavan Brahmins run the entire freedom fighting movement because Jews take over everything. And Savarkar, I just found out that Savarkar's real surname wasn't even Savarkar, it was Oak. They just Savar was a sort of a tree which they used to breed, I think. That's why they got the name Savarkar. Surname
Yes,
Savarkar.
Levin.
Savri,
Yes.
Savri, या फिर
Can you
Savra.
bring one of the latest comment?
Yeah.
Yes, Shukracharya and Parashurama are related. You know that because both of them are Bhargavs, the descendants of Bhrigu.
Oh.
In Indian mythology, is like European nobility. Everyone is related to it.
Yes, Levin, we know.
We-
You know, it's very deep.
We believe in this, right? This is correct, right?
No, I don't.
What
think
Slevin
so.
is saying here?
No,
I
absolutely
see.
not.
Yeah, I know this is true,
Achha.
but I do agree with it.
Yeah. This is there's this very interesting theory that this is related to the Battle of the 10 Kings, and that the 9 tribes that Bharata defeated, many of whom had to leave India after that.
Yes,
They
I
became
know
the
this.
Zoroastrians.
Yes.
So there's this story about it, but I don't know how much
No, I
of this
think
is
it is true.
historically accurate.
I believe it is true, historically accurate. The Avestan clan, they were technically initially they were all Vedic clans, but after the Dasharagi
Correct.
Yagna, the Avestan clan separated from the Vedic people and they permanently settled in the Pakistan-Iranian region. And then
Yes.
slowly they started worshipping the antithesis of the Vedic people. We worship the Daivas and they worship the Ahuras,
Yeah.
Asuras.
Yeah.
And
Now,
there's a very
Mushin,
interesting.
Chitpavan Brahmins are known to have Iranian blood. So why can't they be Jews as well?
Jews are not Iranian.
Because this
Jews
is-
are from
They are
Levant.
very far away.
Anatolia.
I think
No,
geography
Middle
is
Eastern
very
area,
far.
therefore.
No. Iran and
नहीं, अलग है.
अलग है,
very
पूरा-
far away. Please look at the map again. It's very far away.
बहुत
No,
दूर
so-
देख रहा है।
It's
No,
far
away.
Jews didn't spread out to Iran area.
नहीं.
No,
The Jews are
Jews
very
spread out
very
to the westward, Jews spread to Roman regions,
Oh,
Roman
Very
Italy.
yeah, yeah.
much
I see.
later. Jews spread much later.
Mhm.
They were,
But it could be too. We had the Malabar Jews also, right?
No, but that's much later. They left. The tribes left much later. But one interesting thing, if you observe very interestingly, the region where the Zoroastrians lived, they had a lot of fighting, a lot of people. So they would worship the ones who are more suitable for that kind of nature, the dominating nature. So it makes sense. Anthropologically, it makes sense that they'd worship the Asuras. It makes sense for Indians to worship the Devas because they were more prosperous. There was almost no Himalayas are blocking the
Yes,
northern
yes,
region.
yes.
The only worry you have is in the west. So obviously you would worship the more peace loving and then the one who wants to enjoy the finer things in life. You worship them.
Actually, it is true.
Are
We think
Anand?
we think
Like the oldest of the there's this very interesting thing. So the oldest Zoroastrian texts are called gathas, and the
Like the
oldest
fast.
gathas talk about Zoroastrians actually moving away from a area called the Hapta Hindu, and in
Achha.
ancient Farsi, Sir was replaced by her. So
Yeah, yeah.
basically, they were saying
Yeah.
Sapta Sindhu. And so
Hmm.
basically, yeah, so बहुत corroborative भी है ये चीज. So it is actually very interesting part
and
of Indian history. Like overlap of Indian history and over mythology is happening over there.
That's why
and look at
I don't
that.
accept.
Look at this
I don't accept the.
coincidence, happy coincidence that Zoroastrians are only living in India now. Nowhere else they are welcome. They are only
That's
welcome in
why.
India. Once again.
That's why I don't accept
And
the Indo-Iranian or Indo-Aryan. I accept only Indo-Iranian. I will say
yep.
they're Indo-Iranian languages, not Indo-Aryan languages.
Hmm.
And the fire
What do you
worshippers, just
think
like the
of?
Vedic Hindus.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you all think of this new race that has a name has been coined for people like I think me, Kushal Mehra, Indo-Anglians. We are not Anglo-Indians. We are Indo-Anglians, the urban kids who grew up atheist and liberal. And I think Indo-Anglians
I think
makes
you
sense.
should wear this with
We
pride.
Who coined
And
this?
that's a
yeah.
stupid
In
term
my
unless you
mind, I
actually,
live
you
in.
know,
I think it's quite
unless
a
one.
cool
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead,
method,
Rishabh.
moniker.
I think it's really stupid. I mean, it's giving up our own, you know, no, I wouldn't say
No, no.
identity,
It has
but
been coined
हमारा
as
खुद
a.
का.
It has been coined as a criticism, by the way, of people like us.
हाँ ठीक है जो भी है I don't think it should be taken as a criticism. The only part that I would be critical of would be कि you're giving away your agency of your own thoughts कि हम तो बस influence हो जाते हैं भैया हम तो गरीब लोग हैं हमारे thoughts हम लोग own नहीं कर सकते
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
और है तो है
Now the final. Yeah. Yeah. है तो है. वो तो है ही. वो तो हम change भी नहीं कर सकते अब क्या करें. So I will just end the live stream with this discussion. Neon is saying in a College Street Kolkata live stream, the topic may be anything, but one thing is clear: fuck the BBK commies. Yeah, and it must be remembered that it's mainly BBK commies and only of
And why
Kolkata.
only
But I do
BBK?
have a
I think
personal
South Indian
grudge.
commies, no.
I
Why you only
I do have a
only you
personal
want to fight the
grudge
commies?
in this because I don't have a personal grudge against Tamil Brahmins or
South
Tamil
Indian
commies. I have a
commies.
personal grudge. I don't have a personal grudge against Tamil commies because they didn't affect West Bengal all that much. My life, my upbringing was affected by BB commies because I am affected by West Bengal's poverty that was created by BBK commies, and most importantly, all the stuff that I like. See, I dislike BBK commies for the same reason that the BBKs of late 1800s and 1900s dislike the British for. We were all happily going along, fine. We were working in their institutions. One fine morning, we realized that based on the let's say teachings and tools that we have received from them, we remember that okay, they are fucking hypocrites. The main problem is hypocrisy. You teach liberalism and free speech here in England or in our schools, then do absolute horseshit with us. That's the problem with BBK commies. They
Dada,
want to
just
be
to
atheist.
cut
They
you off,
want to
sorry
reject
for one
religion.
second.
Yeah.
Just continue, but just one note. I will tell you one very interesting BBK comic story that happened in my office after you're done.
Okay. Yeah. So they want to reject Hinduism. They want to reject religion. They are fucking free thinkers. They are muktamanas. It's I think best to call them muktadhanas as a one mysterious right wing Bengali page calls them. So now the muktadhanas are religious when it comes to Marxism. Muktodhanas are religious when it comes to Rabindra Sangeet. Muktodhanas are religious when it comes to listening to rock music. All of a sudden, they want to be nationalists and religious people. Now, there's one institution called Dakshini. Now, there's one Dakshini Sangeet Sammelani for specifically classical music. There's one for Rabindra Sangeet. Now, the Dakshini institution for Rabindra Sangeet, I don't know if I'll get sued by them, but it's an insane institution. It is rigorous, and it has a massive amount of strictness with how exactly to sing Rabindra Sangeet, etc. I don't have a problem with that, but they must realize that when they maintain the utmost care about every specific notation and every specific vocal, let's say, in Bengali we call it kaj. Let's say the vibratos in a vocal, okay, the wo sab, they maintain all of that exactly everywhere how Rabindranath might have intended them, and there can be no shift from it at all. There can be no even evolution in pronunciation. There can be no evolution in throw, even though in the real life, in the marketplace, evolution of Bengali language, the Bengali tone is evolving every day. You are supposed to sing it the way it was sung 8 years back. So you see, they are conservatives of the highest order when it comes to Rabindra Sangeet, and you will see that in so many ways. Firstly, just like other conservatives, they advocate for evolution that stopped 30 years back. Only today's evolution is bad. I'm happy with evolution that happened 40 years ago. Then they hate everyone else. They are trads who maintain the traditions with utmost perfection inside their own institutions. And in fact, they used to go around filing FIRs and stuff against anyone who sung Rabindra Sangeet in the wrong way back in the day when they did have copyright. Now the market has fucked their tradism. Now they have insanely strict dress codes as well. Doesn't it sound like a trad mutt? What's there left? Dress code. You have to wear sari in a particular way. Your blouse has to be exactly millimeter by millimeter here, and you have to wear sari no matter how hot the day is. It has to be worn in a certain way, and that's how from a kid to a 40-year-old auntie who is a housewife and has 3 kids, they have to go learn Rabindra Sangeet exactly that way. If you don't dress that way, you are not allowed to learn Rabindra Sangeet. Does it sound like a mutt or not? Does it sound like a goddamn music institution where you are supposed to have fun learning a craft and then happily singing it in your off time? These are the kinds of shenanigans that has been perpetrated and forced upon the rest of Bengal society by fucking BBKs. And then they had the gall to call rock music a foreign product, a foreign influence on us, because they were such big nationalists. Listening to Western classical.
मार्क्स तो कालीघाट में रहता था ना.
No, but
नहीं, मार्क्स सोनारगाछी में रहता था.
But one thing, I don't understand why you're surprised. Communism has always been an orthodox ideology. See, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
You look at what communism did to Russia. It went from a diverse, culturally rich society into a uniform, brutalist society. Same thing. What did communism do to China? It went from a culturally rich society into a brutalist, proto-capitalist society. Communism doesn't look for diversity. It creates orthodoxy of a heartless kind.
That is also my problem with BBK commies, because they are the ones touting themselves as the ones who are okay with diversity, who love diversity, who hate all kinds of orthodoxy in every field.
I have a question here.
Yeah,
go ahead, Munshi.
My question is that if the commies love socialism so much, they love the government to access and have all the control of everything from production to diversity to arts and culture, then why do they hate monarchy so much? Monarchy does exactly that. Why do they hate absolute monarchies then? That's my question.
Ashok advocated for a paternalistic state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then why do they make fun of Indian history so much? That Indian history people were so much so sad. The kings used to rule over the peasants, to beat up the people. They also do that.
Yeah, go ahead, Abhay.
ये जो कम्युनिस्ट विचारधारा है ना, हेलो, हाँ, ये जो कम्युनिस्ट विचारधारा है ना, ये आपको आगे बढ़ना नहीं सिखाती है. तो जब आप आगे नहीं बढ़ते तो आप क्या करते? आप पुरानी यादों को ताजा करने लगते. तो बंगाली समाज का यही हाल है कि हम रविंद्र संगीत को बचाएंगे, हम कुछ पुराना बचाएंगे, वो भी जो अंग्रेजों के काल से था. कुछ नया बनाएंगे ही नहीं, क्योंकि ये जो कम्युनिस्ट है, इन्होंने पूरे संसाधनों को ही मिटा दिया है जिससे आप कुछ नया बना पाए, तो क्या करेंगे? तो
Yes.
हम रविंद्र संगीत को बचाएंगे, इस प्रकार से साड़ी पहनेंगे, इस प्रकार से बात करेंगे इस टोन में, वही बचा है, दिखावा
Yes.
दिखावा है और क्या?
Yes.
You know, this brings me back to the core problem that for the past 1000 years, Indians have not read anything other than the Hanuman Chalisa. यहाँ पे इफ यू रीड
Yeah.
एक्चुअली रीड ढंग का पॉलिटिकल साइंस, इंडिया में तो पॉलिटिकल साइंस भी अरे एक तो कांग्रेस होता है, एक बीजेपी होता है, एक कम्युनिस्ट होता है और एक मायावती होती है. दैट इज पॉल साइंस इन इंडिया. बट इफ यू एक्चुअली रीड द ओरिजिन्स ऑफ क्लासिकल लिबरलिज्म एंड कलेक्टिविज्म, जिससे पूरा सारा ही लेफ्ट विंग पॉलिटिक्स आया है, you will understand that classical liberalism is what led to individualism. And I don't agree wholly with either of these ideologies, but just for an example, classical liberalism आया यूरोप में after the French Revolution, which was basically कि everyone is an individual, you should deal with people on the point of the individual. Fine, this is something I can respect. This is what from this classical liberalism was born.
Yeah.
Communism and socialism were born in exact absolute diametric opposition to that. कि नहीं, you can only look at people as groups. In India, it's only you can look at them as caste groups, and in the West, it was only you can look at them as class groups. And there is a constant struggle between these class groups throughout history. And उसी से फिर Marxism आता है.
There is
So
a nuance to it. There is a nuance to it. We'll talk about it. इसमें
उस
nuance क्या
नुआंस
है
में आज
ना?
हम नहीं घुसेंगे. नहीं अबे छोड़ दो
ठीक
नेक्स्ट
है.
दिन के लिए. वैसे ऋषभ, तुम्हारा क्या स्टोरी था
छोटा
बीबीके
सा
के लिए?
लाइन. ओके.
अच्छा बोल
Okay.
दो. हाँ अबे बोलो.
हाँ.
अबे
नुआंस
बोलो.
ये है, क्लासिकल
हाँ.
लिबरलिज्म स्टेट पर जब अप्लाई होता है तो अच्छा है कि हर सिटीजन को एज एन इंडिविजुअल ट्रीट करो, पर आप उसको सोसाइटी में घुसेड़ते हो तो आप परिवार तोड़.
यस.
वही
Yes.
कम्युनिज्म जब स्टेट पे परिवार पे अप्लाई होता है कि कलेक्टिवली रहना चाहिए, सबको मिलजुल के रखना चाहिए, तब ठीक. स्टेट पे अप्लाई होता है तो वो गड़बड़ करता है.
एग्जैक्टली.
हमारे इंडिया में दोनों उल्टा हुआ है.
पेरिफेरी कितना है, लीडर और एंड आदमी का
हाँ.
डिस्टेंस कितना है, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि तुमको लिबर्टेरियन बनना है या सोशलिस्ट बनना है. फैमिली में सबको सोशलिस्ट कम्युनिस्ट ही बनना चाहिए. जितना तुम्हारा डिस्टेंस होगा फ्रॉम द पर्सन रेलेवेंट टू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट, उतना लिबर्टेरियन होना पड़ेगा.
You're mixing up
Even Ben Shapiro says that I'm communist in my family.
अरे collectivism is
Yeah,
not the same
even
as
Nassim Taleb.
अरे
Even Nassim
collectivism is
Taleb.
not the same as socialism or communism. Collectivism allows for groups to like make themselves into a collective and work together for their common good. It gives lot of agency to the collective. Communism and socialism doesn't give any agency at all. Socialism, it basically controls the businesses. It is meant fundamentally to organize business where the workers own the means of production, and there is no control. Like you literally have no ability to have individuality. You become you get part of the whole. Same with communism.
You're a cog in the wheel.
State gets into power. State controls all your decisions.
लेफ्टिस्ट ने पर क्लासिकल लिबरलिज्म को बहुत बढ़िया ढंग से यूज किया. अब तो वो कैपिटलिज्म को भी यूज कर रहे हैं.
Because they hide the origin.
फैमिली को तोड़ के गवर्नमेंट को पावर दो. फैमिली टूटेगी तो गवर्नमेंट पावरफुल बनेगा, तो गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल करेगा.
Liberalism नहीं था. Liberalism is a right-wing ideology. It is meant for social democracy.
Communism, let me tell you, communism is institutionalized Christianity. That's what it is.
Institutional Christianity without the God, without a deity.
Who told you that? The God is there. The
Rishab,
Holy Spirit is the Father is there.
Marx.
The Father is Marx. The Son is Lenin. The Holy Spirit is Friedrich Engels.
Stalin.
No. Then the communists are
Rishab.
fighting whether it is.
Yeah, Rishab, what was your BBK story?
Yes. So two stories, two real quick stories actually, not one. So number one is, in my office there are some total of 3 Hindi speakers, okay, and I am sort of in and alag groups hai, but in one group I'm now at the top of the food chain, where there are a lot of BBKs. Reason for that is the other 2 Hindi speakers are both Bihari Muslims, okay. तो relatively senior post पे है. But the situation is because I'm the only third Hindi speaker और उन लोगों को ये सबसे कुछ मतलब नहीं है उन दोनों मुस्लिम लोगों को. Both of them hang out with me. और उसके पीछे उन दोनों के पीछे पीछे आ जाते हैं सारे बीवी के homies. And so when I started to notice this, when I started to notice the dynamic, I saw that there were basically two groups in my office. One who's doing all of this, and the other are people with whom I have like a one-on-one. Some people I don't interact with too much. Some people I interact with well. They're very friendly with me and all of that. Do you know what is the one difference between Group A and Group B that I've just described? What is the one difference?
What?
Group A are all JU graduates.
Okay.
Story number one.
You can't.
Story number two.
Yeah.
I can't. It's so insane. Like literally, person by person. And story number two. We were all out on a smoke break in office. 8 people, 7 of us plus 8 of us, me plus 7 of those JU graduates over there, and all of them talking to each other. ऐसे ही अपना politics के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, पूरा left wing politics को promote कर रहे हैं. अरे इतना बुरा हालत हो गया देश का, UP is so bad, all of these places, Gujarat is so bad. So that 5 out of 7 of those people have confessed to me in private that they want things to change in Bengal. They think of Mumbai as a very great place. Every time I tell them that I'm from Mumbai, they want to hear stories. So in private, 5 out of those 7 want to, they are not leftists at all. But aapas mein, when they're talking to each other, everyone is trying to outleft the other. So that's why I tell you, Bengalis use non-Bengalis as a confessional.
Yeah, exactly.
We are fine with that.
This was a fun live stream. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for joining. Mushin, Anand, Aryan Invader, Trader, Rishab. Thanks, guys. Thanks all the viewers. See you soon. Bye. Good night.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না চায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে